I got a story to tell today, chat. I got a story to tell today. I really want to put up some really explicit pictures, but I got a story to tell today, chat. I want to put up some explicit pictures, but can't get banned again. We know Rumble rocking, but we don't know about other places. Get a little more light on my face. Pause. Wait, maybe this. Oh, okay. A little bit less. Right there with it. Holy. Everybody, welcome in. Big Ack in the building. Apologies if you've been wondering where I've been. Doing a bunch of stuff, man. Recording a bunch of podcasts, some of which you haven't seen yet. You should have seen the Troy Ave episode, which is like 4 hours long. It's going to be broken into 2 podcasts for Off the Record. He completely blacked out. I can't wait for you guys to see that. That's probably going to be dropping tomorrow. But not only that, I told you guys eventually this was going to happen. The Academy is going to be launching a potential, and it's actually, we're dropping a pilot tomorrow. I think tomorrow. I don't want to push it to Tuesday. I think tomorrow. For a potential podcast that could be under network. Okay? It's going to be up to the people. If the people are interested in it, we'll do it. If not, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm talking to 2 other people about doing podcasts, and I will say this to y'all. I want to have a slate or a program slate of about 4 to 5 shows. One being completely homegrown. The others, I'm going to utilize personalities who always fuck with the brand. So there's a few other people who are in the mix of doing a podcast with the Academy, and we'll see, we'll work it out. But you're going to start seeing things launch. I always told you that May was the month that not only my the extended part of my headquarters is going to open up, because we have a whole section just for Off the Record. We were going to start doing things with other people. So you guys are going to see some stuff tomorrow. And I guess this is a church announcement, so whatever it is. But yeah, please be warned. You're going to see a lot of things in the next 6 to 7 months. Now, I'm being very open and honest with y'all. This is a path to possibly expanding. I don't necessarily need none of these niggas. And for the established people who are going to be on my my network, I don't think they need me neither, okay? I'm staying away from my first podcast to launch with people that you may not know. So these are people who are personalities, rappers, or just whatever. So you'll hear more about that. Anyway. Holy shit. Was always pointless, because if you don't know the history of me and this bitch, Freddie Gibbs, that's the bald-headed nigga right there with low self-esteem. He took an innocuous comment about rap sales. And I have to give this context before I get into some of the shit I'm going to get into. Because you know what y'all going to say? Ack, who are you? Why are you doing this? Let me tell you this, chat. I am guilty of being weak. Because in the last few days, I've had my hand on the guillotine for this nigga Freddie Gibbs. And I said, at the end of the day, I'm a man as well. Let me spit. And I won't lie to you. Other people had to hit me up and said, Ak, if you don't stop being a bitch, if this was you, you would already be dead. And I had to think about this. It was a real awakening moment. Do you have mercy for the people who would never have mercy for you? Do you have mercy for the people who await and have laughed and have celebrated at any moment that they thought you were at your lowest? When is it too far? What is forgiveness? Should you forgive? And could someone cross a line that's too far that you can't forgive? So before I get into anything I will get into today, I have to give you a slight and quick context of why me and Freddie Gibbs have been into it. Freddie Gibbs at once upon a time caught a rape charge. I don't know if you knew. He caught a rape charge. He was locked up for months in a overseas prison because they said, like, you got to imagine, and again, I'm editorializing. This nigga goes overseas to rap. Ain't no bitch pussy getting wet to a nigga who's rapping about fictional coke raps, thinking he's a lyrical miracle type of nigga. So he sees some white bitches overseas. And allegedly, this was the story that they said, allegedly, after being horny as a motherfucker, he was like designer out there. You know, designer the whacking on the plane? That's kind of the horniness. Let me not put designer into this mess. But he was accused of raping a woman. Now, I will tell you this because, again, and I'm going to tell you how I covered that story, that I never met Freddie Gibbs. Apparently, I did meet Freddie Gibbs eventually. And I'm going to give you that story too. But at that time, I never knew who he was. I really didn't even have that much contact with the industry. However, I saw somebody who was possibly falsely accused, and I covered it and I said, this is fucked up. I see some people say she was underage too. Now, I'm going to be honest. You see, at the end of the day, I always tell people, when you dig a grave, make sure you dig two. Dig one for yourself and dig one for the person you're trying to bury. There's certain things, domestic abuse, false sexual assault, being extorted, being accused of all type of things. As a black male, it actually could happen to anyone. So be very careful when you try to, because you don't like a nigga, you try to kick him in the fucking grave. And I didn't know Freddie Gibbs at the time. Of course, I never listened to the music. But I was one of the people saying, well, this story seems fishy. Now, I want to not, like, I want to fast forward a little bit, because what ended up happening is that, and let me tell you this, I don't have to, and this is where I'm going to differ. And this is where, if you ask me when I said I had a moment of weakness, I don't have to lie on a nigga to really get him. See, Freddie Gibbs is a liar. And I'm going to tell you how he lied on me. But he's someone who will do anything to try to get a one-up on me in social media or whatever the case is. I won't. So everything I'm going to say today is going to be only the truth and nothing but the truth. But I do have to point out, there was a time that I could have been dishonest. There was a time that I could have, like, make him look a certain way. And even today, even when I don't like this nigga, I will still not do that, because that's scummy. So let me bring it up. Freddie Gibbs got falsely accused of rape. He's not a rapist. And that's why no matter what he said to me, I've never said he's a rapist. He's not a rapist. It's a false accusation. It came out later that the woman who was accusing him The police couldn't even really find proof that they ever really met, much less had sex. That's whoa. Yet he was locked up for a long time. So I reported on that story like through and through. And by the way, I don't know if there's another story about that. I haven't really looked into it. But I only reported on the public findings. And what ended up happening was that eventually he was allowed to come back to the United States and the charges were dropped. I was happy for him. Never met him, never talked to him, but I'm like, it's a black man in America, man. And he went over to one of them countries where black men definitely, they don't see too many of them who are successful, much less being a rapper, blah, blah. Anyway, here's the point. I'm on Everyday Struggle one day, and this is how long it is, because I haven't been on Everyday Struggle for 2 to 3 years. And I'm on there with Wayno, and a topic comes up about relevancy. Now, you guys know I cover sales in this and third. And when I do cover sales, I kind of speak honestly. And what happened was that he had a beef with Jeezy. If you don't know, he used to be signed to Jeezy back in the day. Now, he's one of the late bloomers. He's like a 2 Chainz. He's like one of them niggas who he ain't get to his prime, or he ain't get on until he's 35. So when he did finally get on, Jeezy already had a full career. Like, Jeezy's chilling. He's just a legend, right? Jeezy's doing verses and shit like that. Regardless, Jeezy dropped an album and it did 50K. He came out and said Jeezy was irrelevant because Jeezy no longer was selling hundreds of thousands copies first week. Jeezy was only selling 50K. Now, he who was in his, up and comings in the industry, he dropped the project and sold 50K as well. So the only thing that started an issue with me and Freddie Gibbs was me saying, well, Freddie, we just got to be honest. If you're calling Jeezy irrelevant for selling 50,000 records and you just sold 50,000 records, y'all both are irrelevant. Don't just call out him when you're doing the same thing. That triggered this bald-headed motherfucker to the utmost. I have to, and again, I know some of you are like, yo, Ak, we heard the story. I have to point it out. Because when we get into some later stuff, and it involves children, y'all gonna be like, Ak, chill. I tweeted a few things, people say, yo, wow, these are the most savage tweets I've ever seen. And I look at everybody, I'm like, y'all ain't see what he was saying about me? Freddie Gibbs, after I said that, well, if y'all both did the same numbers and you say he's irrelevant, you're both irrelevant. You know what Freddie Gibbs responded to me and said? He said, you're a bitch. Okay, nobody cares about that. He tweeted out memes saying, I can't wait till you're in your casket that I could show up to your funeral and spit on it. Can't wait till you die. Continue to basically said that my comments was equatable to him wishing death on me. Okay. Later that year, eventually I went to No Jumper in LA and I did an interview with them. Freddie tweeted out publicly after I left the interview saying, yo, I knew he was there. I was about to show up and I was going to kill him in that building. I was going to commit a homicide. I was going to murder Akademiks. By the way, I know some people be like, no, he's joking. It's all jokes till you see it, until you're the person in the crosshairs. That's not a joke. I don't joke with niggas like that. You tell me if you joke with niggas like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, nigga, I know you was on that block, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I was about to drive through there and murder you, nigga. So when I seen that, I'm like, okay. Now, granted, I did know there was a part of it that he was doing for internet clout. But this is the sad story of Freddie Gibbs. And I'm going to lay it out for y'all because where we're at right now is culminated into a sad reality that he's never taken responsibility for. We found out that his father is a cop. We found out that he has a brother that's a doctor and another brother that's a district attorney. Yet, them being harassed, he didn't care. Because let me tell you this, I chose this life, but somebody like Freddie Gibbs is the worst type of person. A person who action, they put everybody in the crosshairs to absorb the consequences while they skate on by and try to LOL it out. So, let me get back to the no jumper situation. That was odd to me. I said, oh, wow, okay. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. What Freddie Gibbs did was a directed threat upon my life. Me and Freddie Gibbs can't see me and shake hands with me. He's already made very public threats that's documented. We're looking at any time we see him as this is a guy who promised to kill you. That's it. I'm not trying to talk to him about nothing. By the way, also for some of y'all might be like, actually, whatever. I've also said this nigga like, yo, if you just want to box or some shit like that, come over here. We can handle it. No response. What he did, leak my number. Put the messages out. In reality, this is just a bitch ass nigga trying to get internet clout. Now, it's always boggled my mind with Freddie Gibbs because you're a backpack rapper. Well, not backpack rapper. You're like one of these little lyrical miracle niggas. You're not Future, my nigga. You're not Young Thug. You're not some of these guys who are, considered more, let's say, not on the lyrical side where social media helps them. Like, you're one of them niggas who, just one of them lyrical niggas, but that's it. So that shocked me. People expect to see clout chasing shit from a 6ix9ine, a Yachty, a Uzi, other people. You don't expect to see it from the guys who, quote unquote, are like fundamentalist when it comes to rapping. So let me speed the story up. I realize this guy is just a clout chaser and just a jokester. Now, let me get to the relevant part. A few months ago, and I probably could Google it, but let's not do the Googling right now. After unsuccessfully trying to bait me into helping him sell albums, he dissed like 8 to 9 other rappers. He dissed Gunna, 21 Savage. He dug up a beef with Jim Jones, dissed him again. Benny the Butcher, who thought he was friends with Freddie Gibbs. And essentially just pretty much what happened was that in Prime 112, Jim Jones caught him, beat the brakes off of him. By the way, they have history before because this ain't got nothing to do with Jim Jones, but allegedly after dissing Jim Jones, some random people in New York took it upon them to shoot at him. Don't know why that happened, but okay. And then he goes to Buffalo and he got beat up by like 10 niggas. And who's from Buffalo? Griselda. Who do people think was behind that? Perhaps Benny the Butcher. Now, I had to do that real quick catch up because we got to talk relevant shit. Now, y'all know what he's done, what he said about me. By the way, there was a time that I was just like, Freddie, it's not that serious. I didn't. Me saying that if you call Jeezy relevant, you must be relevant too. That's not me attacking your character, your manhood, threatening your life. But he did the same to me. So I'm only giving you this context because everything else I'm going to say after this needs that context. Because if you take it without context, I'm going to seem like an evil motherfucker. But I'm not. Not somebody who pick fights. I'm somebody who responds. Okay. So after 2 beatdowns in 6 months, Freddie Gibbs wifey hits me up a few months ago. Who is his wifey? She's right here. She's right here. Her name, what is her name? Well, it used to be like, her Instagram was like the Fit Mami. Now, I'm going to be very fair and very honest. Here, we're about to, I'm going to defeat this nigga with honesty. No lies. She was a porn star who he wifed up after having multiple failed relationships with his baby mama and being labeled a deadbeat. He wifed her up because let's call a spade a spade. Freddie Gibbs found a success in his career later than earlier. And when he found that success, if you look at his baby mama and his kids, and I'm not here to weaponize or go after his existing kids at all. Trust me. He's the Negro who feels, I finally made it. Let me go get a white girl. So this and she became his Beyonce. This was his trophy. This is, and a lot of dudes do it. This is his, hey y'all, I finally made it, girl. He's never been public like this with any woman before. He's never showcased up. Do you think that's the only picture that exists? Now, there are a lot of them that are explicit. But there's a lot that exists with them. Give me a second. We could keep going. This was the apple of his eye, his ultimate crush. This is his queen. This ultimately was his Beyonce. He put her on first class flights for whatever reason, and we'll get to that too. He knew she was a porn star, but he tried to convince her to stop. Now, the only reason why I bring up mentality here, because a dusty Negro like Freddie Gibbs, who was accused of being with underage children overseas, which, again, allegedly didn't happen. He beat the case. The reason why this is important is that Freddie has suffered from a syndrome called I wish it was me syndrome. He's been trying to be the lit rapper forever. That's why he got mad at me comparing him to Young Jeezy when Young Jeezy was in the twilight of his career. I know I said Beyonce, but this picture shows you this bum ass nigga who's like 50, he thought this was his Amber Rose. He thought this was his Amber Rose. Let me go to YouTube for a second. I just want to show you the nature of the relationship. It's a bunch of videos of them horse playing around. By the way, this is him talking about the love of his life only 7 months ago. By the way, just to let you know, she is 6 months pregnant. So a month before he got her pregnant, this is how he talked about her.
So you're pretty public with your lady, Fit Mami, who's, by the way, a great hang.
Definitely. I love her to death.
She's amazing.
Shout out to you, Destiny.
Shout out to Destiny, aka the Fit Mommy.
Yeah. She said she's gonna legally change her name to Fit Mommy. I was like, bitch, you crazy as fuck, bitch. What the fuck? I ain't about to be walking around calling you Fit. Hey, Fit.
I barely found out I barely found out her name was Destiny like 6 months ago.
Right. I'd be like, just use your fuck.
Now, this is where Akademiks comes in and adds some context. Her name is Destiny Creams. Now, what's going to be missing from this story, remember I told you she was a porn star? She was creaming over every nigga's dick in L.A. Getting fucked left, right, and center. Freddie is the first hip-hop cuck. And when I mean cuck, because I know some of y'all going to be like, hey, listen, me and Selena was never together. That's number one. Number two, he understood and he approved of what she was doing. She wasn't doing this in secrecy. And I think this is where the whole issue is coming in. He knew he was with a porn star. What I've heard, Freddie Gibbs got off. He's one of them kinky niggas. He'll beat his dick to another nigga fucking this girl. So he one of them dudes. Cucks, okay? So that's been him, and that's been his lifestyle. Anyway, hear him talking about this girl.
Fucking name. Destiny Fox. Use your name.
But what? Because you've obviously been in many situationships since I've known you. What is it about this one that makes you so happy?
Damn, I don't be claiming bitches, Kev.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I mean, that's why I said situationship.
You hear him. He said, I don't claim girls.
I don't know, man. We just, we got a good bond, and that's first and foremost. You got to fuck with somebody that accept you for you. You know what I mean? And know that you like girls. Know that you like to do what you do, and have fun, and and with the same, you got to accept all of their things. And I think that it's acceptance that make the bond with me and her go so strong. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
It's love. You know what I mean? Like we ain't never. Of course, people argue. Like
she's super solid.
Any fucking couple.
Now, it's very important that I bring this up because the story of Freddie Gibbs would be incomplete without me telling you how fragile the male ego is. Anytime you see a simp or a cuck talking like how he is, like, oh yeah, I'm cool, knowing that his girl is sucking and fucking any and everybody, they're coping. They're not telling the truth. They'd rather their girl not do that. But they're going to act like they're in control of their feelings publicly. Now, we're going to get to his demeanor about her fucking dudes versus how he's acting here.
Double. Argue. She get on my fucking nerves. I get on her nerves. But, when you get that family bond, that's kind of tough to break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I just saw you guys were hanging out with her pops and the kids were there.
Yeah, we was hanging out with our pops, kids. We all like family. You know what I'm saying? We was just in New York. Me and my baby mom. Shout out to Teresa. You know what I'm saying? Like we was all chilling. And,
do the baby mamas get along?
My baby mom and my girlfriend get along. So
okay,
that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody's
now. I want to call this nigga out because I heard he talk to Freddie about me one time. Let me see if I can pull the video up on this. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. This is why I be a blackout stream. In the same interview, he said this about me.
I mean, you've always played with the idea of retiring. Like I've heard you say multiple times, this is my last album.
Yeah. I feel like that every time.
You don't give a fuck.
You ever
shit with it be you, because
oh yeah,
you're fucking.
Because I'm
you're the funniest rapper.
Because I'm gonna turn it into comedy, man. I'm gonna turn everything into something funny, man. Because it's all jokes to me. You know what I'm saying? Like we can laugh about all of this shit the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Until you try to get physical. But other than that, like motherfuckers try to play with me, and I just make their ass and I turn their ass into memes. Ask Akademiks. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't even know him like that either. I probably met him like once or twice, but it seemed like he got everything in the world to say about me, and that's cool. He's been a big promotional force for me these past 2 years. So thank you.
You think I've turned you into. Let me tell this story. So I never knew this. I never knew I met this fucking clown. But I did. So back when I'm on Everyday Struggle, and I don't give a fuck about talking about some bum-ass nigga named Freddie Gibbs, but they would bring him up, so I'd talk about him. But these niggas, they're dick riders. Like, Freddie Gibbs, he likes to act like, no, he's a dick sucker. I'm going to tell you where I met him. Salute to my man Carl Cherry, and everybody, I'm naming every fucking name. Carl Cherry works at Spotify. I got a podcast at Spotify. Ask these niggas, ain't nobody could lie, because Akademiks don't lie. Carl Cherry had a Spotify party then. I was not at Spotify at that time. I was only at Complex. And he said, Carl Cherry's always fuck with me. He said, pull up. I said, you don't really come outside like that. Pull up. This is an industry event. By the way, ironically, I'm going to give you the whole story that night. This is why, also, when y'all be like, this, that, I've seen, like, again, let me give you the full story. Pull up. I'm like, we in LA. I don't know if I want to pull up. Nadeska, who's my homegirl, and my moderator on the show is like, you got to pull up. Yo, this is going to be lit. Everybody's going to be here. I'm like, yo, you don't give a fuck about industry. So like, well, you could just come and just kick it with us. And I'm like, yo, y'all going to know everybody. I don't know none of these niggas. And this is how I met Freddie Gibbs. And I never knew I met. My brother told me, it was like, because I brought my brother too. It was like, yo, you met Freddie Gibbs. I'm like, no, I never met Freddie Gibbs. He was like, yeah, you did. Remember, I don't know none of these industry niggas. That's another reason why young boy talking that industry shit. Young boy, you way more industry than me, nigga. I am so upset still about young boy saying that. Nigga, you can't tell me. Nigga, you're all in the Capitol building doing interviews with Billboard. Billboard don't even know me. How could you? I'm against the young boy too. I would never let no niggas call me no industry shit because I don't know these niggas. Okay, so I go to this fucking party. That time is after the Vic Mensa shit. I got 15 people out there with me. I don't know who like me, who don't like me, but I got a big Sprinter. I remember the shit was so big we couldn't park at regular, like, little parking spots. Like, we just got a big-ass Sprinter I paid for. And I got mad niggas with me. There was another, this wasn't the time when it was like all chat nigga shit. No. Because there was a point everybody was in chat nigga hoodies. But anyway, I got this big ass Sprint. I got my brother. I got like mad people with me. I picked up Nadeska. I think Cornell was with me too, which is the dude who was the EP of the show. He's with PG Lang now. Who else? Joe didn't come out, but it was just like all my people and shit. We show up to this shit. It's a Spotify event, but it was like a Spotify joint event with somebody named Ethiopia. Ethiopia was the fucking like head of Motown Records. Now she's on QC, or like she joined because Motown and QC kind of did some shit. But yeah, so it was like a Ethiopia part. It was like a party celebrating like not only Carl Cherry, but like this black female executive who have done really great over Capitol Records. So, bro, I don't know who none of these people are, like other than Carl. Right? I remember Carl came to the show, so I'm like, yo, all right, cool, I go over there, right? I fucking go there. We park this big ass fucking Sprinter, and we walk to the spot. When we go there, we're like, Axe downstairs, like they're letting us up. We get in the elevator, and I think I've told you this part of the story before. It's like 8 of us in the first elevator. There's other people that's gonna be coming afterwards, and who was in the elevator with me? Ruri. That's another reason why I'm mad. Like Ruri's even. I never thought I had issues with none of these niggas. Ruri's in the elevator with me. I think it's him and one other person, and I got 8 people with me. And he doesn't say, fuck you, act nothing. I know he was talking slick a little bit. I ignored him. Also, I'm not trying to go to some industry shit, and like, I'm not no nigga that's going to be running up on people, pressing them. But I got mad people with me, just in case. Ruri's in the elevator. I met him at Joe's spot. Right? He was giggling, all that shit. I noticed he ain't say nothing to me, but I was going to say nothing to him too, because that nigga been talking slick about me, because he was hating on the fact that I was on Everyday Struggle. But he's in the elevator with me and 7 to 8 other people, no words. All right, whatever. We get upstairs. Like, I'm just telling him, like, yo, bro, like, this is so, I hate industry parties because it's like everybody, oh my God, hey, haven't seen you so long, girl. Oh shit, what up, dude? Everybody's being so fake. Industry parties are disgusting. So I kind of tell him, I'm like, yo, bro, just find me a corner and like, I know I like to drink, just see if I could get me a drink or whatever. They found me like some little spot and like we kind of all are like chilling in like it wasn't a corner, it was like a little place where we could sit in or whatever. You know who I thought this bum ass thing of Freddie Gibbs was? I thought he was Currency or some shit like that. Bro, a nigga comes over looking bummy as ever, and he's like, yo, Ak, what up? And I'm like, oh, what up? The only reason I thought it was Currency, I'm gonna be honest, right? He said, yo, you gotta hit this joint with me. He was trying to smoke with me. Bro, I don't smoke. I don't smoke by myself. I don't smoke with, nobody could pair. I don't smoke, period. So he's trying to like, yo, you gotta smoke with me. You know, the desk and everybody is gassing. Oh no, this is legendary. You gotta smoke with him. I'm like, I'm not smoking. Like, I don't smoke. So that's like me and him. And by the way, I only know it's because my brother told me. They was like, remember the guy who was trying to get you to smoke? That's Freddie Gibbs. I'm like, what? I saw this nigga? He did all that goofy shit, but he's in there sucking cock. Like, he's trying to be cool with all the industry dudes. This is another problem I have with niggas like this. Don't act like you're the anti-industry or whatever. Now you're just trying to make memes and jokes. When you're in them rooms, you're sucking dick. He's going up to Carl Cherry, what's up? Because he's trying to get them playlists. He going up to this person because he's trying to get a back. He's sucking wild dick in there, moving from section to section like a whore. I remember Sway Lee comes in later. Sway Lee, Sway Lee, they're hot as fire that time. They come in, they're like the big deal, whatever. I don't even think I said on this way because there was mad people around him. But still, Freddie Gibbs was a bum-ass nigga trying to suck mad cock. You feel me? Trying to get me to smoke with him. Like, get your bitch ass on out of here, nigga. I'm not smoking with you, nigga. Like, nigga, your lips look black. I'm not about to, like, this shit looks nasty, nigga. Like, you have froth out the side of your mouth. I would never. Again, I don't even know it's Freddie Gibbs, my nigga. I'm literally thinking it's a bump. Again, later, Wayno was with us. Wayno's with us. Again, everybody I'm naming, go ask him. Because you know who confirmed it? Because my brother kept saying, wait, why you got issues with Freddie Gibbs? I'm like, this bum ass niggas keep dissing me. Like, yo, he's like, you know you met him, right? Like, y'all were mad cool. Like he was just trying to get you to smoke with him. I'm like, I never met that bum ass. He's like, yo, let me call Wayno right now. You met him. I called Wayno. Wayno's like, yeah, the nigga was right there. Like, you did meet Freddie Gibbs. I'm like, I met this bum? Anyway, that's my only interaction with this nigga where he's talking about we met before. You was sucking cock at an industry party, because that's what you niggas do, including you, Freddie. I didn't know who nobody was. By the way, I still hear names that was there that's on now. Like, my brother even told me, was like, yo, you know Sweetie was there. I'm like, how the fuck would we know Sweetie in 2018? This was like 2018. Who the fuck knew Sweetie in 2018? It was like, I even had to check my brother, like, yo, why the fuck are you even paying attention to some of these niggas? Like, I don't know nobody that was really there. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not like over there. Anyway, cool. Bet. So that's my only really interaction with this bum ass nigga. But anyway, let's keep it going.
Man, that's cool. He's been a big promotional force for me these past 2 years. So thank you.
Yes, I have. I've made sure your brand has been synonymous with being a fucking clown.
Akademiks, I appreciate you.
Do you feel like there was a point in time during the Akademiks thing, maybe you're putting a little too much energy into Ak?
Not at all. I just dissed him the other day on Flex. What you mean? Ain't never too much energy. Ain't never too much energy into a nigga that talk about your girl, your family. Ain't never too much energy.
Yeah, that's
it ain't never too much energy, nigga. You gonna get these motherfucking bullets whenever I shoot them out.
Figuratively, of course.
Yeah. Not like that. I'm not gonna shoot you, Akademiks. I feel like I could sit down and talk to the nigga. He ain't no like hell of a nigga. He ain't like no nigga you got to be afraid of and no. So we could probably have a conversation. You know.
By the way, also as I taught my shit, I've been open to have a conversation with him. I've been open to have a conversation with Freddie, but Freddie's a troll. I think he realized that there's benefit to be on the fuck Akademiks train, And when I've tried to have serious conversation with him to possibly figure out why the hell we not on the same page, because like in the lexicon of rappers, why the fuck do I even keep talking about Freddie Gibbs, right? He's been really unwilling, so it's on him. Now at this point, it's at a point where I'm like, yo, it's probably more beneficial to me to talk about you than talk to you. Regardless, let me just finish the clip and then we'll get to, like, I want to speed this the fuck up. I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? I don't need to hurt him. You know what I mean? I don't need to like hit him or no shit like that. I don't feel that way because I don't feel that he's any type of threat. He's just a nigga that's posting about me on the fucking internet. What the fuck can he do to me?
Right.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
So I felt like if he was in the room, we could even talk. And I'd be like, you wrong. You a fuck nigga. You a bitch nigga. I'm going to say all of that shit to your face. And then I'm be like, here's why. And you can say how you feel about me and here's why. And that's that. And if you feel a way about it after,
keep it.
Would he be cool with me telling me he's a fuck nigga and a bitch nigga too?
Moving.
If he's cool with that, we could have a great podcast. He could call me all types of bitches. I call him all type of bitches. I clown him for getting beat up. He clown me for whatever, for being fat. I don't give a fuck. What that could be good.
Or
fight or keep up.
Yeah.
And we still be cool after that.
All right. Anyway, so that happened. Now, I think I've given you guys enough context to let you know. And I think this made him look not that bad, or I don't know if he looks favorable, but he doesn't look like a bad guy. And again, this is why I was having some weak moments in trying to figure out what I should do with all this information. Now, I came on here about a couple months ago, and I told y'all, I was about to fly Freddie Gibbs' girl, who was saying that she was possibly his ex at the time, out to where we record. So his baby mama. Now we know it's his baby mama. But she was trying to fly out. Now, I'm going to try to tell this part of the story, which is very important, without outing people or whatever. I had very close and confidential sources tell me that, hey, listen, Freddie Gibbs' baby mama don't like Freddie Gibbs at the moment. Shout out to Plug Talk. Not saying this had nothing to do with me, but they set up, she was interested to do Plug Talk. Keep in mind, you're going to find this out later. Freddie Gibbs, who had a poker face and, oh, yeah, I know my girl's a porn star, I don't care. He forced her to stop doing scenes with men. He didn't want at a certain point, I don't know if it's a specific dick that fucked her, that he was like, no, enough is enough. He made her promise and he said no more having sex with other men. However, she was going to do something called Plug Talk. And I don't know how this happened. But I know when I was like, yo, why don't you barbecue that nigga Adam? See, I appreciate a good favor. If you ever watch that Plug Talk shit, my boy Adam be on there dicking these bitches down himself. For this one, he made sure he hired 2 niggas to run a nice little train. When I seen that, I said, Adam. By the way, maybe Adam knew. I was like, Adam, the next time when the internet coming for you and coming for your head, big act, I'm a loyal nigga. I want no parts. You said my ops, girl, you gonna set up a train? Now, I'm going to give you guys some more details behind it, because in reality, I was supposed to be in LA around the same time. It was around the time when the Kyrie fight was happening. Remember the whole Kyrie and Flacco thing? I was supposed to be out there anyway. I was going to be out there. I was going to do some pimpin' curly shit. We needed a narrator for that. But something bigger came up. I was informed that she was down to do an interview, possibly with me. And we, just being completely honest, we got really close in setting it up. I was about to book flights for this young woman to come to New Jersey. We were going to film at my headquarters. And even though some people, we kind of looked into it because this is the year, 2023 is the year of the back door. So we were looking at could this be? But we yo, listen, at least at where we work at, it wouldn't be a successful mission to try to backdoor there. So whatever. Anyway, I was about to do an interview with this young woman. Eventually, I didn't. Couple things. First of all, I'm a bitch for that. I thought I thought about me and my own situations with women. And I'm like, anytime a chick don't get what they want to get out of the relationship or situation with me, they're always salty. So if I'm exposing him for essentially that, the same thing could be done to me. What I always told y'all, if you're going to dig a grave, make sure you dig two. But anyway, she was definitely saying, yo, no, let's do it, whatever. So I asked her two questions. And this is the only reason why we didn't do the interview. And I want to speed this up. And I know I said that a couple times. I asked her, I said, listen, man, yo, you can come on my live stream. Shit gonna be lit. We're probably gonna have 30,000 people watching all around. Come on, let's do it. She said, no, this is a off the record type of situation. I want to sit down with you. I want to look you dead in the eye, face to face. I said, at that point, I'm thinking, by the way, the last time somebody told me something like that, Tiana Trump, who was supposed to come on the stream, told me that. She was like, nah, how about we do this in person? I want to be in the same room as you. And I was thinking, anyway, to get further into it, I was trying to, I started asking her some questions. I say, yo, listen, we could do it in person. I usually don't interview women like that, especially for my podcast, but I don't like this thing with Freddie Gibbs. And I'm going to be honest with you, and Freddie, if you do hear this, I want to show you where your actions has brought other people. Because I'm not an evil nor vindictive person, but when someone pushes you to that realm, when you start talking about killing somebody and all these things, you're going to push them far. So a lot of things I entertained and am currently entertained about you is only because you pushed me there. I can't turn the other cheek, brother. Pause. So I asked this young woman, I said, what do you have to say on the podcast, man? She wanted me to fly her and her assistant from she lives in Texas or something. I don't even know where, somewhere down south. And I was like, what are you going to say? I said, the only thing that's going to break that, she was like, no, this is some shit everybody wants to know. I said, what is it? I'm like, if it's he fucked you over and got a new bitch, niggas do that all the time. I do it all the time. I asked her two questions. I said, did he beat your ass? She said no. I said, okay. Second question. Is that nigga gay? Because if you got a story saying you've been pushing 12-inch dildos in his ass, trust and believe we finna get this shit hilariously lit. She was like, that's not what, we not talking about that. So the whole time I was confused by her. I was like, what the fuck are we talking about? Anyway, I say that to say she is now popped out, and let me see if I can find. Oh my. Yo, I know how to drag a story, don't I? Give me 1 second. Wait. Okay. Now, eventually what I get, because she kept saying, oh, yo, there's like something big I could mention about it. I'm like, yo, if the nigga not gay and if he didn't beat your ass, what the fuck would go viral? So I got disinterested a little bit, but I guess her thing was that she popped up pregnant. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to keep dragging this on too further. Let me go to her Instagram. What the fuck is her Instagram? Here we go. I'm going to go through some tweets if I can because there's a lot of explicit shit. Destiny. This bitch's name is Destiny Creams. Holy shit. All right. Let's see if I can get through this thing real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. I got to scroll down. Show this thread. Bang. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to take this off the screen a bunch of times. Okay? Because there's a lot of pornographic images on there, and I cannot have it on my stream. Anyway, this is her Twitter. On May 4th, which was a couple days ago, she started exposing him. She said, remember when I dated Freddie Gibbs? Well, let's talk about it, okay? Remember he was claiming her heavy, this and third. Give me 1 second. I could make sure there's no porn here. Okay, cool. She showcased that, yo, so Freddie and I met in 2020. He slid into my DMs on Instagram. And so for the record, he always knew I did porn and was supportive. Again, Freddie Gibbs has been looking for the industry trophies to show he made it. By the way, I think one of his albums got nominated for a Grammy. That's one of the things that has been, he's an older nigga who has never thought that the industry accepted him. So he's looking for symbols of success. So he meets this girl, and, in his mind, he thinks he's Kanye. He's thinking she's his Amber Rose. And it says, so Freddie and I met in 2020, slid in my DMs. For the record, he always knew I did porn and was very supportive. And she posts one of the things that he said back when he had the account, said, oh yeah, fam, I knew my girl did porn when I met her. Y'all some detectives, though. Try again, champs. Okay, that's when Benny the Butcher tried to expose her. Anyway, he continued when she said, after we made it official, blogs started posting about us. We didn't care. We were having fun. Says Freddie Gibbs looks happy with his new girlfriend. Okay. Here we go. Shortly after, it was time to go to Europe. We went. We enjoyed it. Everything was great. These are some text messages from Freddie. This is how he's talking. The nigga who's telling me he can't wait to spit on my casket. He can't wait to kill me. This is how this bitch ass nigga is in the DMs or the text message talking with this bitch. Sheesh. Bunch of love emojis. Allah gave me my dream woman. Granted, his dream woman was inhaling cock and slurping down semen like it was Nickelodeon slime, all right? Said, oh, better than any accolade or award, okay? By the way, for any of y'all little players who be like, nah, that's how you kick game, he already fucked. So it's not like you're trying to kick game to fuck. He already fucked. Then, this is them in Paris. He's completely in love, okay? She probably did a couple scenes. She probably still has some semen on her breath. But he was loving her for who she was, okay? He says, we would always talk about having a baby. None of it was one-sided. Let's listen to what Freddie Gibbs was talking about. This is her talking to him. She says, I want us to adventure. I want us to have fun with and without alcohol and all that extra shit. I want us to really live. We deserve that. I want us to be healthy for our children and the child we're planning. He says, I just didn't want the party to stop because I didn't have nothing to go home to anyway. By the way, I don't know if I've told y'all, Freddie Gibbs, you know what? I'm going to be a decent human being. Freddie Gibbs got 3 other kids. Out of being a decent human being, no matter how much I want to bury this motherfucker, I will not put his other kids up there. This ain't got nothing to do with them. Right? Yes. Right? He has 3 other kids. He showed them. But remember what he's saying to this girl. He says, I didn't have nothing to go home to. And then she says, well, now you do. He says, yes. And another child to look forward to. I love you so much. She says, I love you. He got 3 kids, but he's telling this porn star he got nothing to go home to. Now she's like, yo, well, you could go home to me or to look forward to me. And he's basically saying, yes, and another child. So he's kind of affirming that he's planning to have a child with her. Let me continue, people. Now, we all know about this infamous incident. She says, after we got back from Europe, his stateside tour started. Everything was good until we got jumped in Buffalo, New York. Here's me fighting, looking thick in the orange. Freddie is in the back in the green. Remember, they were tossing around Freddie Gibbs like a rag doll, okay? This is her right here. Okay, this is her right here, looking like Caillou, right? That's looking a little fat, though. Okay, I see what's going on. And they said, Freddie's in the back in the green. I can't even see that nigga. That nigga is getting mollywopped, okay? They're throwing him left, right, center. They're beating his ass. These are how the Buffalo niggas was giving it up. By the way, let me just point this out for all my men here. We can't even see where the fuck Freddie's at. There's punches being thrown on him. You know what a bitch gonna do it? This is why anytime a girl put up pictures of you and her, she don't give a fuck how you look. She only care how she looks. Look, it's easy to identify her. Where the fuck is Freddie? You gotta imagine Freddie's a nigga down here getting his ass whooped. How the fuck she even got a picture of that of you getting your ass beat like that? But okay, let's keep it going. So Freddie's in the back in the green. All right, let me see. The next thing she says is, yo, she says that day really changed everything for me. I ended up having to get a prescription for Xanax because I was so paranoid. Now, I'm going to have to be honest with y'all. This is true. When I was telling her that my studios are essentially damn near in New York, she was very cautious. She clammed up a bit. I'll be honest with you about this. She clearly has some PTSD. So she says, yo, I ended up having to get prescription for Xanax because I was so paranoid. I was having nightmares. It was horrible. I felt like I was going crazy at times. Let's read the text messages again. She says to Freddie, are you okay? He says, duh. Says, laughing my ass off. I had a horrible dream. I had to check. Says, I'm okay. I called you twice. This is him calling her. And then here's another message. She says, I know you're exhausted. He says, baby, you have no idea. If it wasn't for the sex, I would be really banged up. You took care of me. She sensed how hard. He says, you made sure I was always feeling good, no matter what. That's what I'm here for. He says, yes, ma'am. Nothing we can't get through. I love you. She says, I love you too, baby, so much. Okay? All right. Look like they're in love. Look like shit's going according to plan. Now, this is very important right here. Because what happens is she says, then one of his baby mamas who I've never met, remember I told you he had 3 other kids, never spoken to, starts sending me these voice memo threads talking about the fight that I was literally involved in trying to pull people off him. Be fucking for real. Listen to these voice messages. Here's the first one. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Understand something, bitch. I don't need to fuck with you on no fucking social media. I'll talk to you to your motherfucking face. You're the one that's scary, okay?
Did I miss a screenshot? Somebody told me I missed a screenshot. Y'all gotta make sure it's not porn, because if it's porn, they're gonna ban me. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. We did miss a screenshot. Here we go, chat. This is Freddie Gibbs, the ugly duckling. Let me tell you something about Freddie Gibbs. And I talked to somebody in his family about this. Freddie, yes, your family members don't like you neither. Freddie was always the ugly duckling. A bastard baby. A nigga who never liked himself. He knew he had a milk dud type look. And he always was looking for justification from other people for him to feel good with himself. Rapping wasn't a thing he did because you were this big vice lord. He even entertained joining the gang because he was a insecure, ugly little bitch. So what does he do? At first, when he feels like he's worthless, he just starts nutting in random girls. Once he gets some fame, he feels like now he could get the girl he been wanted. But then he needs assurance from her to make him feel good about what he is living for. So this is him texting this girl, sending a picture of him, bald head and everything, saying, I'm ugly without you. I really ain't shit without you. Remember I told you, he's like one of them little 16-year-old girls that bulimic. Like, he is insecure. He says he's ugly without her. He ain't really shit without her. He says to her, I'm just another nigga. I'm going to make you proud. I love you. And he sends the rabbit emoji. This is just a nigga who been clowning people online. And for people who watch me, this, as much as I've said about Freddie, like, this isn't the, let's bully Freddie thing. It's to showcase that somebody like Freddie Gibbs and many people that you might know who are bullies, they're just lost souls. They're just people who are confused. They have feelings as well. While they bully you, look how they talk. I'm ugly without you. I ain't shit without you. That's who Freddie Gibbs is. Now, going back to the voice notes from the girlfriends.
Babe,
Hear these voice notes from one of the girlfriend or the baby mamas that actually have a kid. Listen to this.
understand something, bitch. I don't need to fuck with you on no fucking social media. I'll talk to you to your motherfucking face. You're the one that's scary, okay? I don't want Freddie Gibbs, babe. I stopped fucking him, and that's why you're in a relationship. I told him that his dick don't get all the way hard. He popped out and got in a relationship with you because I don't want to have sex with him. You're welcome. I don't want that nigga. I've been in a relationship for years. I'm okay, girl. I'm good. The problem is that you're retweeting videos of my baby father being in a fucking fight enough to instigate some shit that's already going on. That's why I don't fucking like you, because you're weird. And you're thirsty for clout. And there's something fucking wrong with you. That's why I don't like you, bitch. You can play this shit for him if you want to, because he's so fucking retarded. He think that me going at you and talking to him He's so fucking retarded. He think that I'm sending you this message because I'm in love with him. Bitch, I don't want him. I could have him if I want him. All I gotta do is fucking be nice. The nigga was just FaceTiming me the other night for my fucking attention, bitch. He want me. He loved me to fucking death. Been loving me for years, bitch. You're welcome. I gave up on that nigga, so he's yours now. But what you won't do is sit up here and get my fucking baby father killed playing on this fucking internet, bitch. And I don't like you. And when I see you, you're going to get touched. Understand that. Bitch, you maybe, 130 pounds? Bitch, I'll knock your ass out in one punch. Don't fucking play with me, ho. Something. That man pays my fucking bills. Him being on the road pays my fucking bills. And you instigating shit fucks that up for me. Okay? You being fucking weird and unnecessary fucks that up for me. That's why I don't like you. You fucking with my money. That's why. I don't give a fuck about that nigga, but I do want him to finish him shows and pay these fucking bills. Now quit fucking playing with me. And if I ever see you in California, ho, I'm stumping you out. Understand that. Understand that. Know that. You so tough and you want to be in beef and you want to retweet fights and instigate shit like it's not real and it don't affect other people's lives. Come to California and I'll beat your ass myself because I don't like you. Understand that. It has nothing to do with the nigga. It's you and your fucking character. You're weird and you need a fucking therapist, bitch. You do. ASAP. Where the fuck is your child? He's so busy talking about my child in sections. Ain't you leaving your child on somebody to go run behind a nigga in fucking New York? He just got his
So apparently she has a kid too.
fucking ass beat. And you need to be home with your motherfucking daughter. If it's not running behind niggas sucking dick on film, you running behind rappers. Your daughter is not a priority in your fucking life, bitch. Gather it together, ho. Get it together. Now go play these messages for him and lay up under him and laugh. You can go do that. But bitch, them veneers you just got, bitch, I knock them hoes clean out and I do not mind. Okay? Ask him. I do not mind. I love fighting bitches like you. That's fun to me. He kept his other baby mama from around me because he already knew she would have got her ass rocked, just like you. So try it. Try me again. Keep playing with me on this fucking social media, bitch. I'm crazy for real. I'm not joking. And he knows that.
All right, then there's more.
Life, okay? I got 2 degrees. I own a house. My kids fucking love me. And there's no videos of me sucking dick on the fucking internet for attention. Look at God. Okay? I'm the black woman you pretend to be every fucking day, bitch. Every fucking day. Good luck with that. So even if I don't whip your ass, bitch, I beat you in life. Try me. The nigga. And before you sit up here and say I won't do nothing, bitch, nigga you lay up with every night pays my bills.
All right.
Life, okay? I got 2 degrees. I own a house.
All right. Oh, did I do that? Did something show? Nah, something showed. Fuck. Did something show? Hold on. I don't think I want. Hold on. Oh man, y'all be having me. Hold on. I don't think I like went down too crazy type shit. Let me see. Nah, I don't think I went down. I think it was close. Wait, hold on. I just gotta double check. Hold on. Nah, I gotta double check. God damn, boy. Fuck. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I don't wanna. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Ah, damn, man. Give me 1 second. I don't think I did nothing.
Why you go home to that little ragged ass apartment?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Hold on.
Sucks, don't it? Trifling ass bitch.
Let me go there.
I already know where Fred live, and I know you be over there, bitch. I'll come over there.
Hold on, chat.
I don't mind. He stay 15 minutes from me, bitch. You can get touched. So watch your fucking mouth and watch who you play with. And no, I'm not finna address you on Twitter. Because I know you want followers. And I know you want clout. And I know you want to be me so fucking
give me 1
bad.
second, Chad.
You want to be me so fucking bad it burns you up, bitch.
You be looking for a reason to get me out of here now. Like, this nigga talking about that Rumble shit. Like, let's get this nigga out of here. Twitch, let me rock, please. Fuck with y'all niggas. Anyway, yo, we back on Twitch though. Cool. I'm reading through a couple more of these joints, yo. This is her basically saying, yo, I'm not trying to make it seem like our relationship was perfect because of ups and downs, blah, blah. We had fun together and consider each other family. This interview was 6 months ago. Mind you, I am 6 months pregnant right now. Then she says, yo, he had this idea that we would name the baby Penny, like Penny Hardaway, if he was a boy, right? And this was what that conversation was. Let me see it. It said, this is, yo, damn, this thing be typing like a hoe. He says to her, not my baby being 1 cent. Yes. Not us having cupcakes with pennies for the baby shower. A penny for your thoughts, bitch. She says, oop. I don't even know what that means. Period. And he says, can't wait to meet my penny. Then she says, crazy to think about it again. He says, it is. This is the first time I've been in love like this where I want to have a baby. Oh, this nigga wanted to have a kid. I don't want it to be like, oops, we got a baby. Okay, cool. All right, give me a second, people. I got to make sure this shit is not going to fuck up no more time. And it says, here we go. Another video. It said, fast forward November, we went out for his friend's birthday and we came back home super drunk. But he would say shit like this to me, even sober. This was November 25th, the night I got pregnant. We fucked like 6 times this day. What the fuck was he saying? Here we go.
Like the cutest dude ever. So beautiful. Hey, come here.
What?
I love you.
I love you. I'm tired.
I want to marry you. One day. Oh, you want to marry me, baby?
I do. I said it.
I want to keep this video for us. This is for it is. I want to get married. I want to be with my wife every day.
Okay, let's do it.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Because
Yeah.
you look like Cammy right now.
I gotta go to bed. I'm tired.
I know. You got fun night?
Yeah.
I love you, baby.
I love you too.
Could we just live in California?
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
Love you.
All right. So the next thing she says is that, yo, December 12th came around and I took a pregnancy test and it was very faintly positive. I was supposed to get my period December 13th, so I was right around 4 weeks pregnant when I found out. When I told Freddie, his tone immediately changed. I let a few days go by because I knew he was in Chicago with his family for the holidays, but I also knew we had to continue this conversation. Okay? This is the conversation here. He says, she says to him, now it makes sense why I couldn't get up out of the bed last time I was there. I was so fucking tired. He says, yo, my head's spinning right now. We'll work it out no matter what the situation. She says, I'm so sorry. I feel so sad. I'm just like, how? He says, I don't know what to think right now, but I'm going to figure it out. I always do. She says, I just need a huggy. I'm down bad. I'm going to go to sleep. I love you. He says, I love you too. Then she says, Texas supposed to freeze over again. He says, yikes. Yeah, nigga saying yikes, he down bad. Then she says to him, I've been trying to give you your space with the kids, to be with the kids, and I'm still trying to process what's happening. But ever since I told you about this, I don't really hear from you, LOL. He says, I miss you too. No, that's not the case. I definitely been trying to soak up this time and try to be off my phone though. And the situation is a tough one. Yeah, I understand. I just have no one to go to, So mentally, I'm just trying to hold it together in front of everybody. And then she says, I understand. I've been doing the same. He says, I've been thinking about my life, and that's a lot for me to deal with. So I naturally don't want to think about it right now, but it is what it is. I could barely pull together the 3 I got. Then, this is her again. Hold on. She says, I'm so confused at this point because have we not been talking about a baby for the last 8 months? Then he says, or she says about him, shortly having this conversation, we go to Australia and I could tell he was still avoiding the conversation. One night we went to the club and he was like, I know we have some shit to figure out when we get home. It was a 2-week tour, but I decided to leave after 1 week. I needed to get home, find out how far I was along, etc. So I flew home, and a couple weeks went by when Freddie got home from Australia. We talked again in person, and he was telling me how he wasn't ready for a child. This and that. Whole time I was just confused because it didn't have to come to this. Let me scroll up one more time. It didn't have to come to this. My bad. I guess I don't understand the motive behind leading someone to believe one thing then doing another. And these are some more text messages. This is him saying, Destiny, I love you. We don't have to do this anymore, but let's handle our situation whether you have the child or not. I love you. I'm here. But we don't have to continue this no more. She says, okay. Says, I'm about to finish this homework and put the kids to bed. She says, okay. Then she says, I'm really conflicted. I don't really want to bring a child into the world if you're feeling this way. I don't want you to be a man and just do what you got to do when it comes to me. I want you to be here, love. If we don't got love, we don't got nothing. And if termination is what we decide, and I got to do it in LA, I got to do it in LA, it's outlawed in Texas. There's a lot of levels to this shit. Or adoption, or whatever the case may be. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna pop my shit in a second. Just let me read through this shit. Then she says, yo, this is extremely hard for me. He says, well, adoption is out for me. If we have a child, I'm gonna raise a child. If we gonna handle it in California, that's fine, I understand. She says, I think we need to keep all of our options open, but we could agree to disagree. I'm 10 weeks, but I look like a fucking elephant. I'm willing to discuss this with you tomorrow. Just had to let you know how I feel right now. I think we should always be able to be transparent with each other. I'm going to try to pack. I know this is a completely life-altering decision. No matter which one we make for both of us, not just me, I want us to try to show each other grace, okay? Cool. Let me scroll up again. Fuck. All right, good. Then she says, the next morning, he had to go to New York for Jimmy Fallon. I told him if he wants me to get an abortion and not to continue, I'm not going to continue to be in a relationship with him. He cried, I cried. That was the end of that. So I went to the abortion clinic thinking I was about 9 weeks pregnant. I get there, the doctor lets me know I'm closer to 12 weeks and saw our little baby moved around. And I knew then I couldn't go through with it. After we broke up, I turned his phone off because, yes, I was paying the bill. Freddie Gibbs didn't have a fucking phone? This whole time I've been beefing with a nigga who been working on a family plan that he don't even pay? Oh my God. Yo, this is the shit that puts it in perspective. Freddie Gibbs, who me and his issues always been through tweeting and Twitter. This motherfucker hasn't had a phone and his girl been paying for his phone, and that's why he been starting all these fucking issues. I feel like an idiot, chat. He said he never checked on me after said procedure, never called to confirm if I went through with it. I just simply never heard from him again. I reached out to him, his manager's assistant, and no one will respond. I feel like I've done my part. Keep it real, and this is the thanks I get. Noted. I no longer want a response. No bad blood. I'm going to be just fine, but I have to speak my truth. And then she retweeted somebody saying this. I think that's the end of it. All right. Let me scroll up. Let me get to this shit, bro. Matter of fact, let's do it here. So, Freddie, I'm going to keep it a bean with you, brother. Let me get some light on my face for this one. Freddie, we get it. You don't want to be the father of this child. And even though Pusha T has allegedly shamed people into being a father before, it appears that you want no parts of this child. You know, in hindsight, I've thought about me meeting up with the mother of your child, which her name is Destiny Fox, and there's only one way to handle all this, people. Chat. I have a few options on the table, and I need to ask y'all if this is something that's within the realm of possibility. Keep in mind, if you don't know, she's currently, hold on, I gotta pause this again. She's currently 6 months pregnant with his child. You might ask, how does she know it's his child? Okay, here we go. I'll play this, then I'll tell you the options that's on the table, okay? Here we go.
A few celebrity D.
There we go. 6 months. In this belly right here, we got Freddie Jr. I've never been more compelled in my life to make sure a child's upbringing is of the utmost importance. So, actually, I'll just throw it in the hat before now. Freddie, this young woman, this is your queen. This is your Beyonce. This is who you chose. This is who you told the whole world you were comfortable with what she did. Don't be ashamed that she's a porn star. You said it publicly, you were okay with it. You gave her verbal promises. You told her you couldn't wait to have a child with her. You said you were expecting and would be happy to have a child with her until the child came. Freddie, what you didn't know, and you're going to hear her admit, is that when she hit me up, which was about 4 months ago, your child was already 2 months cooking in that belly. When she appeared on Adam 22 Plug Talk, your child was a little bit more than baby batter at that point. It was starting to be formed into a full-on fetus. That's Freddie Jr. in that gut. When she wanted to link with me, this might sound crazy, but I hope you understand the grace I have extended you. I know I'm still making fun of you. I would have been rubbing that belly. I bought a stethoscope off Amazon. I don't even know if that's how you even hear the baby heartbeat, nigga. I was going to have a stethoscope in my ear and have the joint on her gut. And I was going to try to talk to your baby. Tell him, hey, Freddie Jr., your father's in the real world. He's a bitch. He just got beat up by Benny the Butcher, by Jim Jones. And he's getting clowned by Akademiks every day. Are you okay? And I ordered some shit from, I got to show y'all. It's some little jelly shit. I don't know what the fuck it does, but I was going to rub the gut. You know what I mean? Get a little nice little rub on. It's Freddie Jr. I was going to talk to your child, Freddie. By the way, this child going to come to existence. So I know y'all going to say, this is too far. This is evil. Remember, he said he couldn't wait till I died. So, Freddie, you might have gotten saved, but you still didn't get saved. Because I was going to have a stethoscope. I wanted to hear the heartbeat. It's your child. But with me saying that, I want to make sure I protect the reputation of this woman because she's a special woman. You wouldn't find a woman like this many places. She is special. She is one of these feminist queens who have taken her sexuality into her own existence, and it was proven by this interview. Just listen.
Of life, I think it could be a whole lot of things. Like, I think rappers want to be out in the club all the time. I need to have the peace of mind and know that I'm not going to catch anything.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Right.
In your opinion, does size matter?
Yes.
Freddie, I want you to realize, and this is why I just don't want you to mention me ever again. I'm gonna show you why I've offered some grace, even though I am gonna do one thing. And if she bites, she bites. But whatever. Freddie, you know I was on FaceTime watching this train happen. I didn't know Freddie Jr. was in the gut. I'm going to be honest. But she was going to leave from that set to come to Jersey. What's the going rate these days for porn for a little scene? What is it? Little 5 bands? I could have had the homies from the hood. Or another little choo-choo. On the mother of your child. I ain't do it though. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm extending some grace. This is really my last call for. Actually, you know what? Actually, it's not. Let me stop playing. I'm lying. Let me just come clean with y'all. I wanted to just like take the high road because I'm like, yo, we had this nigga down so bad, and everybody I talked to said, if it was you, he would violate all the way. And this is why I'm a little sad because I didn't take her up on the offer. So she never told me she was pregnant. So I was like, yo, bro, like, what? It's just her. It's his ex-girlfriend. But I do want to say this because one thing I do like about her, she's about the bag. And let me get straight to it. Destiny, I do know you're taking offers. I have a $10,000 bid today that I'm offering to you. Freddie Gibbs is a deadbeat and a bum. He wants no parts, but trust me, he does care. Two things. Don't ask me how, but after the vicious beatdown in Buffalo, we have Freddie Gibbs DNA. Don't ask me how. I need a DNA test to prove, which I believe that would be easy, right? Because you're the mother. I believe after, I think, how many weeks, we could do a DNA test to prove that he's the father. But I'm going to buy, you ever see for the Staples Center? It used to be called the Staples Center. Then it got called Crypto Arena. Then it got changed to something else. You get what I mean? Like, it could change anything. I'm offering $10,000 to have the name and rights to Freddie Jr.'s child. $10,000 to you, Destiny. Promise you, hand on the Bible. We got to get a public. We got to get a public DNA test to confirm it's Freddie Gibbs' kid. I will have a contract in writing. $10,000. By the way, it doesn't have to be the first name. You might have to have a nice little cute first name. It's all good. I ain't trying to get in the way of it. But even the middle name. I want to name Freddie Gibbs Jr.'s kid because this is only right. I'm trying to buy the naming rights for $10,000. Everything will be executed when I see that middle name, or it could be a last name, or I don't care what it is, on the birth certificate. This is the only way to deal with the op. This is the only way. This is the only way. Yo, I think that's fair. $10,000. Bro, trust me, that's a small price to pay. That's a small price to pay for me. Chat, I was just thinking if his middle name could be Livingston, that would be amazing. All right. Anyway, I didn't want to play this interview. By the way, she did an interview recently, which, by the way, here's another thing, too. Why the fuck didn't she just tell me that she was pregnant? Because I didn't want to do an interview because I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what we going to talk about? Anyway, I don't want to play some of this real quick.
I'm going to tell you why, because I have been with someone who just had a really, really big situation going on, and it didn't feel good to me. It wasn't what it was supposed to give. Mm-hmm. So I think that there's definitely you can be too big.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And that's not what feels good to me. So
how big is too big?
Like 10 plus inches.
Okay.
That's just, you're doing too much, you know?
Right. What is like your ideal size?
I love a good 5-6 incher, just a little bit, I love that.
Okay, me too. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. What if a guy wanted to, but he had a good 3 inches hard?
3 inches hard? Mm-hmm. I feel like I would need to ask him what he's going through. Mm-hmm. We would have to get to the bottom of why it's 3 inches hard.
Mm-hmm. How we can fix it.
Yeah, or what could I do with that? I don't know if I could do anything with that.
Okay, so no tricks on a 3 incher.
No, I don't think so.
Hey! Oh! She is watching. I just checked her Instagram. She's watching. By the way, Destiny, I want to be very careful. This is not, I got nothing against you, girl. I think you're doing your thing, and I think you're in a fucked up situation. I want to speak to you. Let me speak to you directly, actually, for a second. And we'll get back to this. Let me speak to you and speak very directly about my thoughts about this. I think Freddie Gibbs is a plain-out sucker. I think you've seen it close up that this guy has been frauding. Not only is he trying to portray to be something he's not when it comes to hip-hop, and we get it because there's a lot of people in entertainment who want to be something that they're not. They put on these, they basically put on an act. It's different than when they're dealing with a woman or someone who essentially is making a really serious decision about having a child, and they've gassed them up saying, hey, I'm ready to have a child with you, which essentially, I'm going to be honest with you, with everything you put out, I thought it was maybe he just sold you a dream or it was some cap shit. No, the nigga seemed like he was really completely in love with you. And like a bum-ass nigga, after it was evident that you were pregnant and was going to have the child, his opinion changed. That would be very different if he said, hey, we're fucking, I don't want to have kids right now. The nigga was over here naming kids with you. That's some sucker shit. That's some sucker shit. And I feel for you because there is many moments you told the nigga, hey, listen, I don't just want you to be here. I want to have the kid with someone who is going to be in a relationship with me. And he basically keyed and whatever the case is. And I agree with you. I think that's fucked up. Somebody said, ain't that what the baby did? Matter of fact, we got to get on Discord. How do I get her on Discord? Fuck Discord. I get her on the phone. I'm going to call her. This is what we got to do. I'm going to call her. Yeah, we got to call her. Fuck that. Call her right now. We gotta call her. We gotta call her. Freddie, I know you tuned in too. Don't you worry, buddy. We got you.
Hello.
Destiny, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, is that your Instagram? At the Fit Mommy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I thought somebody like was posting on your shit. Hey, I'm on stream, so I gotta let you know.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Oh, well, I know you're watching, but rather than talk about you and you know, I don't want to have too much crazy of a conversation because I think you have just so much to say which we can't cover completely on the stream. But I do want some quick reactions from you.
Okay.
Just because I know a lot of people who are watching this are like, you know, I think they're trying to wrap their head around this and they're like, well, what do you feel about, well, you obviously exposed him, but what do you feel about, like, I've never really liked him, but like his character is kind of being like, you know, crystallized on social media. What do you feel about everybody talking about him? Which you know, some people might be like, well, still he's going to be the father of your child.
Well, honestly, like, and I have no reason to like lie about anything. You know what I mean? It was like watching the downfall of Freddie Gibbs, and it was like so weird because when he first contacted me, I didn't know who he was, right? And then when I met up with him, he built himself up to be like this, you know, vice lord and like gangster and like coke rapper, whatever, like built himself up to be someone that I could always feel protected with and trust. And then I slowly saw his downfall, like after we got beat up, and I saw like how that affected him. I saw, you know, how, and he even made a comment to me. He was like, I feel like you don't respect me after what happened in Buffalo, you know? And I'm like, well, I kind of did lose respect for you because now I see that I'm not protected like you always said I would. You know what I mean? So
that makes sense. You should be protected. I mean, he says it in hip hop. He's a big vice. He says VL.
Well, that's the thing. And whenever he would like rep his set and like, oh, I'm VL, whatever, it would make me feel like, okay, he knows people that know people that know people that can protect me, right? And I always felt protected around him and his friends. And then when I saw that he wasn't really like that, I was like, oh shit, like what's going on? This person is not who he says he is. And that was frustrating for me because I wanted to believe that he was like this great dude. You know what I mean?
No, hey, listen, for what it's worth, and by the way, you know, for everybody who's watching, you know, I always try to own up to my shit too, because I'm not perfect as well. Because I feel like I've thrown words at you too, like, you know, because you were with him at the time, whatever, especially after the fight. I'm gonna be honest though, in hindsight, yo, you held that nigga down, especially during that moment when everyone was coming at him and there's a video or whatever. You held him down to the fucking utmost that any woman could have. Which I'm gonna be honest with you, that's dope.
It's like I held him down, but I didn't get anything in return for my loyalty. You see what I mean? So it's like, and I say that to say, like, I was taken aback by it because my chain got snatched in that fight. And I already spoke, you know, to Benny. He said I could have my shit back, which is fire. But
I know Benny's a good guy. Yeah. Like were you pregnant then?
No, I wasn't pregnant.
Okay, thank God.
But the very next day after that fight, he went and he bought himself a new watch and he did not replace my chain. And so I started to see him do little shit like that, just like leave me on the back burner. And he thought I was just always going to stick around. And I think he thought that I wasn't going to come out about my pregnancy. I think that he really thought that I was just going to be quiet about the whole thing, because I contacted Lambo, I contacted his assistant, I contacted his whole team, and I was trying to keep it from being messy. I didn't want to bring it to social media. I really didn't. But the only way Freddie will respond is through social media.
You just said the most important thing that I've felt for the last, like, you know, again, the issues, I don't know if you know, I try to give a little background to the issues that I have with him, or we allegedly have with each other. And it's like, stupid comments or just like some simple innocuous comments turned into beef because he became super performative online. And then it's like, yo, that comment just turned into some other shit. And you're only like, he was just always on social media. That's been his MO though. He's a guy where, you know, I think he's been doing comedy recently because I've seen him do a comedy show. For whatever reason, like, he just looked at social media, and that's the vehicle that he feels like he should form an opinion or some type of image around, and he's unwilling to come. I don't know. I don't get it.
It was frustrating. Like, the last like 6 months of our relationship was really frustrating because he did tell me, like, I don't want you filming boy-girl porn anymore. And I respected him in that light. And I said, you know what? Like, if you don't want me to do that, I won't do that, which is already an L, right? Because in the beginning, you told me that you were fine with it. So you're switching up on me.
Wait. He told you he was fine? So he was fine with you, like, you know, because he met you doing that, right?
Freddie Gibbs was the first person that I ever sent my viral Pornhub video to. He was the first when we were just friends. And he was like, I'm so proud of you. You're so independent. I love it. He would always tell me that he loved that I was independent. And I took that and I ran with it. I was like, wow, somebody that can finally respect me for what I do for a living and understand that it's just a job. But that slowly turned into, I don't want you filming boy-girl porn. And I was like, okay, I'm going to respect you and I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? But then,
did you ever have a conversation with him to be like, why? Because at that point, I'm not too sure if you're familiar with hip hop, but it's such like a machismo sport where it's like, okay, maybe him personally don't care, but then you're gonna have people comment about it, and those things might affect how he thinks because he just does, you know, he cares about an internet image. You get what I mean? Like, you know,
right? And so, just to avoid all that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop doing it completely. But that made me lose a lot of fucking money. And I have a child that I have to provide for already. So I was expecting him, and he promised me. He was like, I'm going to get you in front of a talent agent. I'm going to introduce you to my, acting agents. I'm going to get you on a show. Like, we're really going to, like, win together, whatever. He would promise me all these things. And I would trust him, and it never happened. And I was like, well, okay, if you don't want me to do porn and you're promising me and setting me up with these agents and getting me on TV and whatever, it was like he would always try to tell me shit that sounded good, but it was never real. So then and you just mentioned like the comedy show shit. He started doing comedy shows in the city that I'm from. And he even was like, you can do the comedy show with me. I'll put you on the flyer. It'll be our thing. And I'll split the money with you. This is what he told me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, bet. He put me on the flyer. It was like Freddie Gibbs, Fit Mami Comedy Show, Austin, Texas, whatever, right? I end up doing almost half the comedy show. And I don't even know how, because I'm not even fucking funny. But he showed up super late. He was getting drunk. So I'm like doing the comedy show, holding the crowd down. And at the end of the night, the owner comes up to me and he's like, hey, you want me to write the check out to you or Freddie? And once again, me trying to be loyal out of respect for him, I was like, you can write the check out to Freddie. Because Freddie told me that he was going to give me half, right? So he writes him a check for $10,000 and I never saw any of that money. And
nothing?
I never saw a fucking penny. And I was like,
Wait, hold on. Wait, he used to at least, like, I don't know, give you a couple, like, 20, 30,000, at least a month to, like, hey, go shopping. Like, maybe.
He literally was, like, so adamant about putting me on the flyer and having me do the whole show and never gave me anything. And that's also while I was paying his phone. But I was just, like, holding him down and kept holding him down and kept holding him down. And it's like people keep saying, like, oh, well, if he told you to get an abortion, you should have just done it. And it's like, you don't know the half of it. You have to separate the person from the music sometimes. And I know that, like, I get looked down on because I do porn, but, like, I'm not a shitty person. And I don't treat people like shit. And I definitely don't say things I don't mean. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I do want to ask you one thing, which has confused me. One thing I can say about, like, what I saw with you guys' relation, I saw a lot of videos. It looked like they were having fun. It looked like he embraced you for who you were. He clearly he liked the lifestyle that maybe you guys were indulging in, and clearly you accepted him for whoever he was. Like, where were these issues? Because it didn't seem like it, at least on the videos or pictures. I would see y'all, like, jumping on the beds together, jumping on each other's back. Y'all took pictures, like.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did have a lot of fun, especially in the beginning. Like, a lot of the footage you saw was probably when we were in Europe. And that was like the best part of our relationship. But I did have, like, a come to Jesus moment when before I found out I was pregnant. And this is like a month before I found out I was pregnant. And I felt like I had to leave him. Like, I felt a strong urge to, like, leave the relationship.
Why?
And I don't know where it was coming from. And I was having, like, all these revelations, like, and I was, like, thinking about our relationship. And I was like, damn, the only time me and Freddie really have a good time is when we're both drunk. And mind you, I didn't drink alcohol before I met Freddie. And as soon as he took me on tour, we were getting blackout drunk every fucking night. And I was like, damn, like, I don't want to live my life like this. Like, I like to go hiking and do fun shit. But he likes to drink all the time. He doesn't sleep. Like, he stays up all night. And I was just like, I got to a point where I was kind of miserable. Mm-hmm. And I was, like, trying to create this person that I knew he never would be. You know what I'm saying? And it was just really disappointing.
Hey, you have to tell me. Because this is viral, and I think, by the way, you got to trademark the name. Freddie Gibbs.
See, and that's the thing. When I spoke to you earlier, and you were like, it's really hard to move the needle with Freddie, which it is. It is. Because it's the weirdest thing, and I tell people this all the time. I saw him tour all of Europe, and I saw every show sold out, right? And I saw it was all white people in the crowd. And don't get me wrong, I love all people, but I thought it was weird that he had, like, no black fans. Anyway, when you talk about him in the States, a lot of people don't know who he is.
That's a fact.
And so it is hard to move the needle with him. But when I was talking to you on the phone, I was like, no, this is something that is going to go viral. And like I said, I tried to keep it off the internet, but what am I supposed to do if I can't get a response from anyone? I have to bring it to the internet.
Was he so offended by the fact that... Well, and by the way, you know, I listen, for everybody who's watching, I don't want to, there's a possibility that, she needs to be... we got to get a full sit down for this. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I do want to ask one thing, because when I was seeing your tweets, I was reading these tweets around a bunch of other women, and they said something to me, which I then found curious, and I'm gonna ask you. They were like, "Well, if she's a porn star or she does adult content, those people usually are more in tune with their body and also pregnancy than other women. How did you get pregnant for Freddie?"
Well, first of all, this was not like an accident, right? This is something that we talked about a lot. And I even told him, I was like, well, with my line of work, like, I'm going to have to get off birth control, and I'm going to have to actually we're going to have to actually try to have a baby. He was like, yeah, get off the birth control, da-da-da-da. But I wasn't doing boy-girl content at the time, so it didn't matter. He was the only person that was nutting in me. So that's how it happened. I posted the video of the night it happened. We were both fucking drunk. And he's the type of person that wants to have sex like 4 or 5 times a day. So it doesn't take much. Like, when you're fucking that much, yeah, you're probably going to get pregnant. Like, it's fucking science, you know?
Hey, tell me if I'm wrong. And this is why, like, when you said what you said about, like, you know, he was, like, pretty much, he switched up on you. He was kind of showing you off, like, yo, this is, like, again, I like, you know, I found out later, like, that he had, like, kids and other baby mamas. Bro, he was showing you off, like, yo, this is my trophy right here. Like, this is my trophy girl. Like,
he would tell me that all the time. And it's actually so crazy because he did tell me that all the time. And he would tell me, like, you're the first girl I've ever posted. And it's so weird because, and I should have saw this coming. When we first got together, he sent me a text and he was like, Lambo said we would look good together. And Lambo's his manager.
yeah.
I was like, well, that's weird. Why does that matter? You know, like, if we fuck with each other, we fuck with each other, whatever, right? But it's like, it almost seems like he used me as part of the rollout for Triple S. Like,
yeah, you got to realize, like, yo, he's always been the ugly duckling. You know what I mean? He's always been the person.
All of a sudden started posting me online. He's never posted a bitch before, ever. Like, ever. And he was posting me every day, all the time, just shoving it in people's faces. And he was wanting me to post him on my page. And, you know.
Wait, this was his idea or your idea? Be honest.
It was his. I woke up one day to like 15,000 followers on Instagram. And I was like, yo, what the fuck happened? And it was because he posted a picture of me and him on his main feed. And I was like, yo, like, we were probably talking for like 2 months at that point. And he posted me on his main page. And I was like, is he trying to prove something? Like, what's the fucking motive here? You know? And looking back, I'm like, damn, did he use me for the album rollout? Like, what the fuck is going on? Was he trying to have the rapper porn star? Like, and if he was, that's fine. But I don't understand the hyping up a family and a baby and shit if that's not what you really want. Like, he never even had to take it there.
Nah, I agree. Hey, listen. No way, everybody know that Freddie Gibbs got Verizon. He got a whole family plan. You were not paying his phone bill. Come on now. They thought that was an exaggeration. You got to clarify.
I was definitely okay. Look, so this is how it happened. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it happened. So he needed to get a new phone, and I'm a military veteran, so I have AT&T, and I have like a little 15% discount, right? So I was like, okay, you could just come on my plan. I could just add a line. It would be cheaper than for you to have to get your own line and do that, whatever. And mind you, my other baby daddy, who is also named Fred, I don't know how the fuck that happened, is on my phone plan. But he pays me every month for his phone. And I started to notice that, like, Freddie wasn't giving me money for his phone bill. And I kind of just didn't say anything about it because, once again, I was trying to be loyal. Right? And I was just paying his phone bill. And then I bought him an iPad. And he didn't give me the iPad back when we broke up either. So he's just still playing on the iPad. I don't know what the fuck is going on with him.
Wait, hold on. Listen, as bummy as I know him to be, it's no way that he, like, again, you know, you clearly were, you know, you're the apple of his eye. You was Beyonce, everything. You know what I mean? Again, he's showing you off. He got to be at least spending some bread on you. Like, yo, like, even if you pay for the cell phone, he's like, yo, tell me, like, because I've had women pay for stuff for me. You get what I mean? And I'm like, hey, listen, whatever money you paid for me, let me know and I'll cash app you the money or I'll whatever. Like, he must have gave you the money back. Like, he's not that much of a bump. Come on.
I hate to break it to you. But no, he never, I was paying for his phone bill. And it's like, why was he okay with letting me do that? I have no idea.
Wow. Fucking wow. Hey, listen, by the way, again, and I know a lot of people who are listening, y'all are intrigued. There's many more things to talk about. We won't get too much into it. Hey, I do know, you know, you have your OnlyFans. I want to give you some time to, you know, also kind of promote everything you have going on. I do want to ask, what? How did you make the decision to at least, because you're still promoting stuff and you are pregnant now.
Yeah.
Are you going to be doing any content while pregnant?
I have done a little bit of content while pregnant. I didn't realize that there was a whole fucking genre for it.
Oh, it is?
Man, are you kidding? Like, I think I've made more money pregnant than I have ever made.
Shit.
And the reason why I'm doing it is because it's like, I know that my line of work is super untraditional, but like,
It's also timely. It's also timely. You got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, I planned to create a life with this person who completely ghosted me and is not supporting me in any way. So it's like, I have to work. This is what I have to do right now. And people are like, you shouldn't be doing porn while you're pregnant. And I'm like, okay, well, how am I supposed to support my family?
If Freddie just came and said, yo, listen, man, give me a monetary value that I like, because like, I'm gonna be honest with you, no matter how much of a piece of shit you are, and by the way, clearly it looked like which I think he misled you about wanting the child, because he told you that he didn't want it. It's different if he just never wanted it in the beginning. But let's say he said, hey, listen, I'm still a rapper, I'm making money here, and I get it that you need to have a livelihood as well, but can I provide a certain dollar amount that you could just kind of just sit at home and just have the kid and not, do scenes with other dudes?
But it's like he's not even acknowledging the situation at all. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you don't think it's his. Maybe you think it's somebody else.
No, he knows it's his. We had a whole talk before he went to Jimmy Fallon about going to the abortion clinic. He knows what's up. And it's weird to me because his other kids were around us all the time and he fucks with his kids. Like, he loves his kids. So I'm like, I don't understand how you could just write one of them totally off. You know what I mean?
And listen, this is going to be tough for me to just say, because I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I think he's like many men who might fantasize over a woman who is a adult actress, and they fantasize over it, but in reality, men, we're so ego driven. And by the way, if you look how he acts on social media, it's very ego driven, even after very obvious and public things happen that are embarrassing. That maybe he's like, listen, yeah, I like fucking this girl and she's great, but I don't want the shame of having a child with her and people making fun of me. So now he's switching up on everything he's told you. Like, that happens a lot.
The shame is already there and he's already getting made fun of whether I'm pregnant or not.
True.
Which is also something that I tried to look past when we were together, is like him looking goofy in the blogs. Like, I tried to look past that. But then it's like, you can only like do that so much until you're like, okay, this person really is a goofy person.
Hey, did you ever do a scene so you stopped doing all sexual scenes with other men once you got with him?
Yeah.
So you never fucked another guy like professionally?
Not during our relationship, no.
Oh, okay. All right, but now that shit's over. God damn. Some people would say, well, do you feel like the stuff you said in exposing him has ruined potentially the relationship that your offspring could have with him?
No, I don't, because I think that's between him and the child. Freddie's 40. He's about to be 41 next month, and if he didn't want any more kids, like, he could have just said that, or he could have just, handled it to where we're not in this position.
Well, I think so. Again, and trust me, as much as I don't like this nigga, I also want to be fair. Well, maybe his point of view is, well, I try to handle it. I told you to go to the clinic, and you say you were gonna go. You just didn't get the thing done.
Right. And my response to that is, I had no idea that I was 3 months pregnant. It wasn't even the doctor. You know what the doctor told me?
What did he
said? He said, we can try to do it, but you might have to come back tomorrow because we might not be able to get the whole thing out.
Why didn't he go with you?
He was at Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And he did, I will say, he did offer to come with me. He was like, I'll come with you when I get back. But he was going to be back like 6-7 days later. And I was like, I'm not just going to keep letting this baby be inside of me and keep growing and just wait for you to get back to get the procedure done.
Do you know if it's, and if you don't want to announce it here, it's fine. You can do it later, wherever you want. Is it a boy, is it a girl?
I don't know the gender.
Are you scared that he won't be a part of the child's life?
No, I'm not scared of any of that. But what I would like him to do is be a grown man and acknowledge the situation. And if he doesn't want to be a part of the child's life, then he needs to sign his rights away.
That's true. What I do think is actually accurate, though, is that we gonna shame that nigga into be a father. Like, hip hop has done this before. He's gonna be a father to that child. Okay? If you ask me, I think he gave you a raw deal by basically acting like he was completely unbothered. I don't think it's, I'm not ready for another child. I think, like, reading some of the messages he's talked, like, you know what I mean? Even though nobody ever knew he was mentally probably processing all the L's or whatever he's taking publicly, clearly he was thinking about what people were going to say about him having a child. And he was probably weighing that, you know what I mean? So
this is my thing. When I was in the military, I had a child when I was 19 years old. And all I had was a fucking air mattress. I had just moved into a new house on base. My child's father was still on tour in Korea. All I had was an air mattress. That's all I had. So I can't empathize when a 41-year-old man tells me, with 3 children, whom is a millionaire, I can't empathize when he says, I'm not ready for a child. Because you just get ready. There's really no I'm not ready at that point. Especially after a child that you've talked about and named and, planned.
So I gotta add. So the Plug Talk episode with you and the 2 dudes, you were clearly pregnant in that episode.
I was very early in my pregnancy. I was like 9 weeks pregnant in that video.
Did you know?
Yeah, I knew.
Okay. Did you tell him? Did you consult with him? I'm pretty sure it don't seem like you need his approval.
No, we weren't on speaking terms at all. Once I turned his phone off and he got a new number, I have not heard from him. All I have to do is acknowledge the situation, and none of this would have happened. I would have never brought it to the internet. But
you would have still done the scene, though. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like one thing I've realized about you, obviously people who are not in porn, they look at porn like, oh, it's this big deal. You literally just kind of look at it like, that's work. This isn't like anything else. This isn't some.
I literally look at it like it's work. Like, I don't, and I don't expect everybody to have that mindset, but and I see people commenting oh, veterans don't claim her if she does porn, but it's like, do you know how much nasty shit happens in the fucking army? People don't want to talk about that though. When I literally was fucking my platoon sergeant in Korea, which is totally against the rules, right? But that's how I got pregnant with my daughter. But people don't want to talk about shit like that, or all the sexual assault that happens in the military. But porn, one of the safest places to operate that way, is so looked down upon. And I'm like, y'all are watching it. So I don't understand.
Okay, I'm going to ask a completely ignorant question. And I know obviously you're going to give me the very educated answer, but I'm going to ask it because I know a lot of people are saying this in comments. They're going to say, well, right now you have, and again, I don't know if it's a son or a daughter, but you have Freddie Jr. in your stomach. And if you're having sex with another guy, that's invasive. That's just disrespectful to the child and obviously the child's father, because you have another guy, just sticking 10 inches up your pussy and like the kid's right there.
Okay.
So they would say that's disrespectful. Like
I mean,
as a guy, I always thought, I'm like, yo, if my mom was having sex with anyone but my dad while being pregnant with me, I feel I should be mad. And again, I'm just thinking as a guy, but what's your answer to people who think like that?
First of all, mind your business. Second of all, where is the line drawn? Because is it not disrespectful to the child? If we're talking about, early pregnancy period, is it not disrespectful to the child to have a doctor go in with a fucking scalpel and pull it out? Is that not disrespect? Would y'all have rather me done that than just enjoy my fucking sex life?
Good point.
Women don't fuck any more in their lifetime than when they're pregnant. That's just a known fact among women.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, women are more hornier in pregnancy? I've always heard that pregnancy pussy's the wettest.
Women are more horny in pregnancy. That's a known, fact. To anyone that's been pregnant, that's a known fact.
Hey, did you ever try to, obviously, you do scenes, and I would imagine, your OnlyFans, I would hope, is busting at this point. But did you ever ask Freddie, yo, bro, it's clear that we're kind of open and we have, this maybe non-traditional relationship as, how people from your side would view it. And, I'm guessing you're probably sexually liberated and pretty free yourself. You ever ask him, yo, do you just want to, because there's some rappers, Lil Pump actually has an OnlyFans. Trust me, I unfortunately saw it one day. He's fucking chicks. Him and Tyga be going crazy on there.
Right.
Did you ever ask him, hey, listen, fine, I won't have sex with no one else, but would this be something that you'd be interested in?
We talked about that. And at first he thought, or he acted like he was going to be down with it. And then he was like, no, I don't want to make content, So that just kept me in a position of what the fuck am I supposed to do? I went from before we were together making a steady amount of money to during our relationship, I was fight or flight. What am I going to do? Who am I going to collab with? How am I going to film my next scene? It was very uncomfortable for me because it's you go from having plenty of content to sell to your fans to having nothing. And it's at the same time, you're paying his phone bill. So you're just
nah, I get it.
My dog.
Yo, you can't quit when you're paying the nigga's phone bill now. That's definitely crazy. When you first met him, and obviously, he's a rapper, he got nominated for a Grammy, I believe twice. Did you think, because sometimes women who are in the adult entertainment business, they'll think meeting a rapper or being in a relationship with a rapper or maybe sometimes an athlete is an exit plan. Did you think, all right, cool, I got Freddie Gibbs, I've secured the bag, it's over, I'm about to just stop doing all the other shit?
I never once thought that or felt that way.
Really?
No.
You never see anything about him oh shit, okay, this is this is another level of maybe wealth or whatever shit?
No, because, and I'm going to tell you why. When Freddie messaged me, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was a rapper. I didn't even care about that. I never asked him for anything. The thing about Freddie is he would always make it seem like women just nag him. He would always make it seem like, oh, my baby mom was asking for this, my baby mom was asking for that. So I try to make it a point to never really ask him for anything. I never asked Freddie for anything. I think the best thing he did for me was take me to Hawaii for his fucking birthday.
Yo, no way. No
Literally.
way. Damn.
But I was okay with that. I was so okay with that because I make my own money. I have my own shit. I was just trying to love him. Literally. People can believe whatever they want because of my job or whatever. But I was literally just trying to love him. That's it.
Was he insecure about either other rappers or other men or obviously just your profession in general?
Yeah, you know what? He really was. He was insecure about, I think he definitely was insecure about other men because, and I can't name drop, but I'll just give you the gist of it. We were at dinner one night and a well-known rapper slid into my DM. And because I was so loyal, I hate that shit. I was so fucking loyal to Freddie. I showed him the DM. And
you should tuck that.
His response wasn't, man, everybody wants my girl. It was, man, all these niggas trying to get to me all the time.
He was on some Blueface shit like, oh, Drake hit my girl up, but no, Drake's obsessed with me.
Right. It was always that. It was always that. And I would be like, huh? Like, he just DM'd me. What are you talking about? But I would always let it go because I was trying to make it work. And it was just like fucking forcing the issue.
Yeah. I know in hindsight, it was definitely Benny. You should have fucked that nigga, man. Damn. Do you ever regret something? It wasn't Benny?
No. This was a I'm not gonna say who it was, but it wasn't Benny.
A-list rapper?
Yeah, it was an A-list rapper.
It was Drake. Drake loved porn stars.
It was not Drake. I'm not telling you who it was, but just know
it's Future. Future would have got you an AP. Listen. Yo, Benny had you paying his phone bill. Future would have got you an AP. You got to pick better, girl.
I do, but that's what you get when you're the ride or die, though.
Yo, in hindsight, did it ever hit you at a moment like, damn, okay, now that you started kind of understanding, like, you know, like at least this portion of like just the entertainment business, be like, yo, damn, like, yo, I picked the loser out of the bunch.
I feel like that, yeah, sometimes. And I don't hate Freddie at all. Like, I don't have any ill will toward him because I've seen like the way that he is behind closed doors. Like, I've seen him not sleep at night. I've seen him be miserable. Like, I need you to really understand what I'm saying. I basically lived with this person for like over a year. I know him very fucking well. Like, of course, his fans, they hear the music and it sounds good, but he lives miserably. Okay?
Wait, explain. What do you mean? Because it feels like a front, but like, you know, what would you consider miserable?
We can start with he doesn't sleep at fucking night, dog.
Maybe he's on drugs. I don't know if he's on drugs.
Not on drugs. He's not on drugs. I know that for a fact. The only thing he does is smoke hella weed.
Okay, that's that's a W for him. So he just can't. But aren't most of so I would think that most of the issues he have are like self-induced. So
I honestly don't know where it stems from. I really don't. But I know that Freddie is not happy. That makes me sad for him. And I don't even have to go into detail. And I also have no reason to come on here and say anything that's not true. You feel me?
Would you, if he apologized and he said, listen, you know, I did fuck up and I'm sorry, would you try to have a relationship with him again?
No. 1,000% no.
Okay, what about if he says, all right, baby, let's try this again, and I promise I'll pay my phone bill. What's up?
Hell no. Look, that ship has sailed. I got love for Freddie. I wish him the best. But he showed me a version of him that I didn't ever want to see.
Damn.
And not only that, but like, he fucked up my career in a way too, because I haven't been able to really do my thing like I want to do and I'm devoting my body to creating a life for 9 months for somebody who doesn't even want no parts.
Listen, let me see how many people we got up in this bitch. By the way, chat, salute to everybody on Rumble. We got Rumble busting right now. We have, I'm on Twitch still. Jesus Christ, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see, rumble.com. All right, we kicking on Rumble. Oh, yeah. Yo, we got crazy amount of... Hey, where could people find your content? I'm pretty sure some people, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I guess there's a whole, like, area of people who like to watch, you know, pregnant women kind of get it in. Where could they find some of the content, especially with you pregnant?
It's all on my OnlyFans.
It's all on the OnlyFans?
It's all there.
Yo, listen, Chat, y'all gotta go check out the OnlyFans and tell me if that shit is bussing. Y'all gotta tell me if it's bust. Hey, listen, yo, I did have a offer. Again, you don't even have to take it, or you could think about it. But I wanted to see clearly. Hopefully, he'll be involved in a child's life at some point. It would be very sad if he continues this ignoring shit. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day,
it's just weird. Like, it's so weird.
Hey, if he's just a bum ass thing in the winds, I would say this. I wouldn't purchase content, but I would be down to be in a bidding war for like the middle name of the kid. Okay. I'm serious. I got my opening bid at $10,000. I swear. I promise you. 10
racks to name my child. You got me fucked up.
No, the middle name. No, we could go up now. Trust me. I don't know about Freddie, but I got a couple million. So I don't know about him. It's like an eBay like auction. I mean, we start from there and we see. And also, you can rename the kid afterwards. You just gotta it's gotta be named that for 5 years.
You're goofy as hell for that.
Okay, all right, listen. So, what's your dating life gonna be? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm him, and I'm gonna tell you how guys think. The only way for people to forget about this is for him to pop up with a new bitch. He gotta pop up with a new bitch ASAP.
Well, I hope he does, and I hope he really finds happiness. Shit, stop faking like you're happy and really go find that shit, man.
So, will you be dating other people?
I don't have any intentions to date anybody anytime soon. That's just not where my priorities are right now.
Would you date another rapper?
Probably not.
I ain't gonna lie. According to my chat, they said my boy Gunna is a fan.
No.
You don't like Gunna? What's your type of guy? We gotta figure this out. What's your type of guy?
I don't want to say I don't like Gunna. I don't even know him. So I can't say I don't like him, right?
Yeah. Hold on. What's your type of guy?
I just want to know how Gunna knew that Freddie was telling fibs.
Nah, everybody know that. Like, listen.
How do niggas know that? Like, he be lying to niggas too?
Let me tell you this. You could go on Google or YouTube and find niggas from Gary, Indiana. They've been said this nigga been frauding since he was in kindergarten. This is the first ever thing with it from fucking kindergarten. I'm not like, this is ridiculous. So
I don't understand why.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I guess it gets a little bit deeper because, obviously we could have our fun and everybody could like crack jokes and everybody seems to crack jokes, whether it's like pro or con, or everybody get jokes cracked on them too. But I honestly, and I even said this earlier, I said I would do a sit down with Freddie because honestly, rather than just the jokes, we could get to that. I'm wondering what's the payoff for how he acts and what he does. Because I don't get it. Like, you come off a lot of times goofy to the public, and the people around you, you're not also treating well. Where's the happiness? And now if you're telling me he's not sleeping, now I'm confused. What's the whole point of how he carries himself? And where's that unhappiness stemming from? So, that's what I'd be thinking about it, even if I'm thinking about, like, having conversations with him.
I have no idea. I feel like I don't even know him. You know what I mean? Like, I know him, but it's like sometimes I feel like I don't, because I don't know where any of that shit stems from. Because I know how he acts around people, and he comes off so funny, right? But like some of the funniest people that we've ever known have off themselves or like been super depressed. Like, people like Robin Williams, not to compare to Freddie, but like he spent his whole life making people laugh to just, end his life. And it's like, sometimes I feel like Freddie tried to tell us in Triple S in a lot of his songs how he really feels. And it's crazy because his fan base didn't even grasp it. They want to hear about the gangster rap. They don't want to hear about how he feels. So songs like Grandma Stove and stuff kind of made his fans go kind of like raise an eyebrow because they've never heard that side of him before. When him talking about how he can't function unless he has a drink or a drug. Like, that's really sad. That's not, I don't want to listen to music like that. That's depressing.
When he used to vent to you, what would be like maybe a noticeable difference between what people see with the guy who is like, even today I'm looking on his feed and he's like, he's basically saying this whole thing's a joke, right? So like he's like just laughing emojis, he's just laughing at everything. When you were with him and he was venting to you about whatever, like who was that person like that was talking to you? Was the guy that was just completely a jokester or what?
No, I mean, there were a lot of times that he was vulnerable with me. I mean, we were in a relationship. I would be vulnerable with him. He would be vulnerable with me. And it was a different side of him. That's why I try to tell, like, his fans that be, like, younger. A lot of his fans are younger kids. Yeah, Freddie's funny as fuck, but he also deals with a lot of shit, just like anyone else. He's a fucking human. You know? And of course he's not going to come out and talk about it because that's not his brand.
Hey, so I was also playing this, and as you know, obviously, like, just the rap space is just, like, kind of hyper about, like, so many of these different things. His baby mama left you, like, this voicemail saying that you were trying to seek fame, and, like, you were, like, just a clout chaser. It felt like you had a real reaction to all of those messages, like you didn't expect it at all.
No, I didn't. And it was so weird and crazy because there was a time when Freddie like wasn't responding to her. And yeah, I was with him, but I didn't feel like it was my place to engage. Freddie was like, just ignore her, just ignore her, just ignore her. So I was like, okay. And then she started flooding my DM with all these hateful words. And I don't talk to people like that. Like, I don't care enough to even respond to stuff like that. But I got the sense that she was like projecting in those voice memos. Like, I felt like she was talking to herself. Like, you're a clout chaser. If I was a clout chaser, I would not be dating Freddie Gibbs. Like, and I say that with all the respect and love in my heart. That's not who I would choose.
Come on, man. You would have chose Gunna, Drake, Future. Come on now.
I would have chosen an A-list rapper.
Who would you have chose? Give me a name.
I mean, I don't have a name, but it's just the point. Like, Freddie Gibbs, I was a brand before Freddie.
Yeah.
I had shit going on before Freddie. Like, before Freddie, I had an Instagram account with 200,000 followers. Like, I never needed Freddie to, like, level myself up. I just
I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You kind of even established the fact that he even got bad bitches. We just thought he got some hood boogers.
Well, see, there you go.
Like Freddie, you know what I mean? Like, and by the way, it's nothing wrong with this because there's a lot of rappers and a lot of people in hip hop who ain't like, you know, who we call facially challenged. Shit, I be in that mix sometime myself too. Freddie, one of the ugly niggas in the game. So we always thought that, a nigga like this, he dating some cockroach looking bitches. Like, we ain't gonna lie to you. So when we seen him with you, we're like, oh shit, he getting some baddies. So you really put that nigga on.
Well, see, I obviously never thought he was ugly.
Come on now, like, listen, come on now.
I mean, what I'm saying is a lot of people accuse me of like being a clout chaser. And I'm like, there are so many opportunities I passed up that I could have been chasing clout behind Freddie that I never acted on out of respect for him. Like, I'm not a fucking clout chaser. I don't need to be. But I also don't have to say that because it's already, people know that.
Yeah. No. I mean, definitely makes sense. I honestly wish everything turns out good for you. I think what the internet's going to be most likely concerned about is what happens from here, right? Is it something where he's like, hey, listen, I'm going to reach out to her and hopefully we could have these conversations to move along and hopefully nothing else will come out publicly? Or is it something that's going to be where he's going to drop a song dissing you or just say his side, but just say that you trapped him or some shit like that, and then the saga continues? Who knows?
He probably will. And I'm just giving him something to rap about. I don't care if he can't diss me. Literally, what is he going to say? I do porn? Okay, you already knew that. The whole world already knows that. How is he going to diss me?
Well, I mean, listen, here's the thing with what I always realize about relationships. You know a few things, and you don't have to say here. Like, you know a few things about him that maybe if it was brought to light, like shit, you even mentioned in that whole thing about the picture that you never released is one of the few reasons why he even has acknowledged it, because everybody keeps saying it to him.
And
right?
What did he do? He tried to turn it into a joke. He tried to act like he was laughing about it, but he knows damn well that I have that fucking picture in my phone. That's why he won't do shit.
That's not a real picture though. Like I could tell. I could tell you said that. Like that's a woman scoring thing. Like
no, that's a real photo in my phone.
You have a picture of Freddie Gibbs with his asshole spread open.
Yes, I do.
Why would he even take?
Why he did it? And I just want to clarify that. I want to clear my name in that light. I have no fucking clue why he did it. People are like, oh, you don't need to clown him for what he was doing with you in the bedroom. Da da da. No.
You told him to bend over, and you was about to stroke that nigga with a strap on.
No.
So why the hell would he be splitting his asshole open?
That sounds crazy.
No, it sounds real.
And I'll tell you the setting. We were on FaceTime, and he just bent over in the camera and just spread that shit wide open. And I was like, yo. And of course,
wait, he was naked?
Huh?
He was naked?
He was butt naked. I don't know why he did it. We were about to hang up. It was just a weird thing that he did before we hung up the phone. And of course, I took a screenshot because I was like, this is crazy as fuck.
No. Let's be honest. You took a screenshot. You're like, yo, this nigga might be gay. Not that there's no wrong with it, but you're like...
I never really thought, he's gay. I never really thought that. But, why are you spreading your asshole open?
You've inserted something in his anus. Be honest.
No, I never put anything in his butt.
Y'all shared butt plugs or something.
No, we never did nothing like that. That's why I was like, why is he doing this butthole shit? And then it became something that he would just do. He would get out of the shower, come up to me, spread his asshole open. It just became a thing.
What? Nah, this is cat. So he would routinely come up and spread what type of spreading? We talking about both hands on the buttocks, splitting it open, like how Moses parted the Red Sea?
Yeah, he would just do it. And of course I would laugh because I was like, this is crazy. But he would just do it. And I don't know if it was just something he liked to do or whatever. I never stuck anything in his butt. But I don't know why he was doing that shit.
Freddie kind of do come across like the type of nigga that if he farted, it wouldn't even make a sound.
Does he?
I don't know. That's after the first time a nigga spread his asshole open, you got to be like, brother, where did you learn this? Maybe he was imitating something he saw you do in a scene.
No, I don't think so. I don't know if he was just in a silly, goofy mood or what.
Has he ever mentioned about bringing another man in the bedroom type shit?
No.
So you don't think he's gay at all?
No, I don't think he's gay. I mean...
Little bi-curious, though. Little bi-curious.
I think everybody might be a little bit bi-curious.
Whoa, pause. No, that's not true. Niggas ain't going around splitting their asshole like, aha, jokes on you.
I don't know.
Girl, you've been with mad people in terms of, especially people professionally.
I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. I know not everybody else is, but I can't say, oh yeah, I think he's gay, because I don't think that.
No. I wouldn't say gay, but it that behavior comes off a little bi-curious.
I don't know. Some may say so.
Well, those are one of those things. I don't think people, and for the people who think that Freddie Gibbs, like, I don't think people are going to believe it anyway, just because they're going to look at you. There's two things ex-girlfriend always says. Dick small, he gay. It never fails. Dick small, he gay. If she don't say that, you weren't fucking all right.
Okay.
Are you saying this is not that?
No. That's not that. This is not that.
Some people say, they say that's where the male G spot is. He just wanted you to. Okay. Y'all a while.
I have no idea why he was doing it. I don't even know if he knows. But it's just something he would do.
Nigga know. That nigga know.
I would just be like, hey, that's kind of weird.
Hey, by the way, so the Prime 112 thing, were you and him dating at that time or no?
No, I wasn't. We were just friends at that time.
Well, after you heard about it, weren't you concerned?
Yeah, I texted him. I was like, hey, are you okay? And he was always like, of course I'm okay. But I'm like, well, why are you getting beat up? What's going on? And I never took it lightly because it wasn't ever funny to me. Like, rappers were really dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Be honest, right? Because this is also I really thought. I'm like, yo, Freddie Gibbs is like, they're treating him like Youngberg back in the day. He ever told you like, hey babe, let's go out to Sexy Fish in Miami, or let's go out to somewhere, and you're like, bro, let's order DoorDash or takeout, Uber Eats, brother. Let's not go out and go get in an altercation because you talk a lot of shit.
Well, that never occurred to me till after the Buffalo thing happened. I was like, damn, why? I didn't know anything about Benny the Butcher or anything. No one told me shit about Buffalo. Okay? So I'm thinking everything is great. This is the next stop on the tour. Whatever. Knowing that Freddie knew that Benny was there, we both wore all of our jewelry. He knew the beef he had in that city. I don't know why he wanted to go to a restaurant and eat in a public place outside and take me with him. I don't know why he felt like that was the right answer. And people are like, well, how was he supposed to defend you? He was getting beat up by 20 people. He should have never brought me there in the first place.
Yeah, that's a fact. When that day happened, like how quickly and how surreal was it? Because like we saw videos and you were trying to like fight back, but it felt like it wasn't like, oh, an argument led to this altercation. They made a beeline for y'all.
Oh, yeah. It all happened so quick. And of course, the internet thinks everything is funny. Kind of like you were saying about Freddie saying that he was going to kill you, whatever. It sounds funny until you're in the fire zone and you're in the fucking spotlight of that situation.
Yeah, no, of course. Like
about that day was funny at all. I really thought that he was going to die. I'm not kidding. And I told him that. After it happened, I was like, I was so worried about it. I went into a full-blown fucking couldn't leave my house type situation. Like, it was bad. Our security froze up.
The security didn't do nothing?
They didn't do shit.
How many security did you guys have?
We only had 2 security guards, but they were getting beat up too.
Now I ain't gonna lie. Them security guards supposed to be out front while y'all run out the back.
There was no back. There was a brick wall behind us, so there was nowhere to go.
Oh, so probably the waitress and like everybody else in there was in on it type shit. Like
Probably, yeah. And I just wonder like why he would put us in that situation. And kind of afterwards he was like, yeah, maybe we should have Ubered, whatever. But in my head, I'm like, damn, was he trying to prove something? Like, was he trying to go in Benny City and just do whatever? Like, but for what? Like, you're 40. I'm so over that shit. Like, and then when we got beat up in Buffalo, I was like, damn, this is the second time he's been beat up in a public. This is getting embarrassing.
did you like we saw him perform, which I give him credit for performing, with the lumps on his face. Did you at least put some ice on it?
Yeah, I mean, we went to the urgent care and got him all fixed up and all that.
Damn. But he wasn't bleeding or nothing, right?
Yeah, he was bleeding.
Oh.
I was bleeding. I was like, damn, like, and they didn't have no mercy. They were like coming for everybody. And that's why you saw me in that video or in that picture throwing the left hook. Okay.
I see you. That's what I'm saying. You held it down like a rock. I'm gonna be honest with you. I always thought that you were like a chick from like the hood. And I seen you in that video. I'm like, oh, you a hood bitch. I'm like, yo, you hold it down.
That's the thing. I'm not from no hood. I'm from a like very white suburb type place. I've never seen anything like I saw that day in my whole fucking life.
What happened to all the vice lords that he said he had though? Weren't they rolling with y'all?
There were no vice lords with us.
Really?
It was literally me and Freddie and 2 security guards. That's it.
Damn.
It was not a fun time. It was a really weird fucking time. I felt all I wanted to do was make it back home to my child. That's it. And I was like, damn, going on the road with him is getting dangerous for me. Like, I might have to leave this lifestyle because I'm not protected like I thought I was. And I don't care what you do for a living. You should always be protected, especially when you're with somebody that claims they are this and that,
Yeah, but I think you could quickly see like Freddie Gibbs been fraud, but like he been frauding. Like, did you? Like no disrespect, and again, you've been around. Did he come across like the type of dude that was like some feared gang member? Like, come on, like you never saw that.
In the beginning, he kind of did. I guess that he had me fooled. Shit, I don't know. Or I don't know if love is blind or what, but like I thought that he was like a real, yeah. I know he has some pull, like definitely in like Gary and where he's from, yeah, for sure. But like, we were not protected that day.
No, that's cap. Hey, listen, his former homeboys invited me to go there, and honestly, like, truth be told, it's been just so many signs of like things like this happening, and I've said it a lot of times publicly. I'm like, hey, brother, like, I don't even, even me making fun of him for like this situation of him not stepping up, I don't even hate the dude like that. It's kind of trying to give him a pep talk. Like, the shit you were doing consistently for shits and giggles to impress people online don't matter to your health, well-being, your career, and definitely don't matter to the people who are there for you the most. Maybe just be a good human being and fall back off the trolling. That'll help you a little bit more.
I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for him on that. I don't know.
No, I get it. Hey, listen. I want to hear much more of the story. I do know. I won't mention all the specifics, but I do know. There's a bunch of other media opportunities of people hitting you up that I would love to hear how that conversation goes. More from a neutral place where obviously I think people look at it and look at me and his history, so they're always intrigued if it's like, oh, act whatever. But I can't wait to hear those conversations as well. Currently, and I do want to give you an opportunity to get everything out and say anything you do want to say. You know, obviously for people who are interested, like there's a lot more to the story. You know, again, you're not just gonna hear the whole thing on a fucking stream. But what do you have coming up? What do you want to kind of get out, and what do you want to say to Freddie if he is listening?
I don't really want to say anything to Freddie if he's listening. I think that I've said my piece. You feel me? So I don't really. There's nothing that needs to be said. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. Listen, well, for everybody here, make sure y'all go check out her OnlyFans. She has a bunch of content there. You know, I look at you as somebody who has gotten a raw deal. You're left to fend for yourself. And while people might have whatever opinion about, oh, she has OnlyFans and she's pregnant, man, not only does it say, well, mama gotta have a life too, but somebody has to fucking pay the phone bill. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody has to keep this shit going on, especially when you have someone who, you know, somebody like Freddie is probably ignoring you for compliance, where it's like, all right, until she gets on my program, I'm not going to participate or whatever the case is, and you got to live your life.
Yeah.
Could you tell people where they can find OnlyFans or any place where they can either see your content or talk to you directly? Because, again, I know a lot of people are interested in this.
Yeah, it's on my Twitter.
And the Twitter is?
The Twitter is Destiny Creams.
Yo, by the way, you're kind of a troll too, yo. Like, every time I look on your Twitter, there's a new head video, like the little pin video, and it's some lit shit. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I try.
All right. Anyway, chat. I'm pretty sure me and Destiny will talk more. But you know, I'm glad she will just get on stream and just kind of you know, kind of give a little bit of context of what we're seeing, because I read a bunch of tweets and I played a bunch of you know, audio files and even videos about the whole relationship. It's been trending for the last week or so because people are so in disbelief. And I'll give her one thing as a credit. I think this is one of the few situations that maybe a lot of the women who are now rallying around her, hoping that there is some type of, you know, there's something done to kind of make this right. Usually people just blame the woman and say, you're a hoe, just fuck you. You know what I mean? But I see a lot of people like trying to support your story and your plight.
You said what?
I see a lot of people, and especially women, supporting your plight after you told your story. Usually when women come out saying that, they get the full blame, like, hey, it's your fault for choosing that guy, this and third. A lot of people are supporting you.
Yeah, I mean, that's really appreciated.
Yeah. No, of course, great. All right, yo, hey, thank you for even answering my call. Again, chat, there's more conversations to be had. When those happen, I will definitely be publishing it on all the social medias. Please go check her out. And Destiny, thank you for answering, okay?
Yeah, no worries. Take care.
All right, definitely. That was good, chat. See, chat, I told you I'm a nice guy, man. I ain't like Freddie Gibbs. Yo, Boom. Where's that nigga Boom at? Boom. Is Boom up? Niggas is probably sleeping. I know this started late today, man. It started late today. But we had to get it, man. Yo, Grand. Oh, this is just part one. This is part one, okay? This is just part one. This is just part one, man. Hey, listen. To be very fair and very honest, I want to be, you know, respectful of her. Again, Yeah, I do know me and Freddie Gibbs don't see eye to eye, but that's not me and this woman. She's going through her own plight. You know, she has her own gripes with him that she wants to have him held accountable for, and she wants him to whatever. I'm not waging war versus this woman. You get what I mean? And by the way, I'm going to also give her props because I think there's a lot of comments also coming across in the rap world that basically shames her because she is a sex worker. I think she just has the best response to it. This nigga knew what he signed up for. You know what I mean? It's not like she was with this guy and he thinks she's a librarian and one day he goes on Google and he sees a video of her popping her pussy. He's been telling her the truth. He knew what's up. He made his decision. He said he wanted to have a kid with her. He was gassing all this shit up. And then now this fuck nigga is acting up. So it is what it is. Now, chat, listen. I do have a bunch of more stuff to kind of get to, but I'm not going to get to it on this particular stream. I think we had a legit enough conversation with her for tonight. It's 3 o'clock. I'm going to get off. I will be back tomorrow. Let me see. I got to check my time. I got to give y'all an early stream with the other topics, including C Breezy putting the beats on my nigga Usher, man. And fortunately, I know a couple women who was at the party, so maybe I could get a voice changer. I need them to tell me how Chris Breezy tried to falcon punch my nigga Usher. And apparently it's all over Tiana Taylor. Some people are telling me that Chris Brown is having that booger sugar rage. You know what I mean? He's having the cocaine rage, which I don't know if he does cocaine or not. But apparently a lot of people are saying that he's been getting into stuff, especially when he feels disrespected. And sometimes that's just a byproduct of his image. It's not like people want to disrespect him, but we'll see what it is, man. All right, people, listen, I'm getting off stream for now, man. I know y'all wanted me to cover much more topics. I'll be back on tomorrow. I promise y'all. Tomorrow, definitely. Promise. I promise y'all. Promise y'all. Put it on the books. I'll be back on tomorrow. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Salute to Destiny. And salute to my guy, Freddie Gibbs. Freddie, we will keep you in our prayers, and trust me, you will be topic of conversation for the next few days. We're going to break this down at every angle. Also, I didn't ask this to Destiny. I was wondering if she was down to do, well, that might be on some other content, but we got to figure out, will the paternity test, would she agree to it? Because Freddie Gibbs is right now in denial, claiming it's not his kid. Well, he hasn't said it publicly yet. But you know how niggas are. So we got to prove that it's his kid. And then hopefully we can get some naming rights. All right? Chat. Love y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow. Salute to Destiny. And thank y'all for watching on Rumble. Thank y'all for watching on Twitch. Yeah. I will give everybody shout outs tomorrow. But y'all know we had a little